Most iconic treat in all of New York City. Today we're going to explore bagels in New York, here starting in Uptown Manhattan, joined by two marathon walkers. I'm so excited to walk with all of you to explore some of the best bagels in New York City. Here I'm joined by two marathon walkers, Jessi and Mike.
How's it going, everybody?
And you guys run a specific channel that's very interesting.
Yeah, Highly Varlet's the name of our channel. It covers all the walking we're doing in New York City this year.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah.
And one thing I've noticed on your podcast is that you're really into bagels, and also your Instagram.
Oh, yeah. So this is a side quest, but a pretty meaningful one in our project. So 3 times a week, I go to a different bagel store in New York City and review it based on the interior of the store, the bagel itself, and the cream cheese. So we put together this story and store.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, both together.
So we've done over 100 reviews so far. We plan to do 150.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's going to be pretty comprehensive.
And today we're going to add 3 more into the list.
That's right.
Yeah. So what's our first stop?
First stop is Absolute Bagels.
This guy's very excited.
That's right.
So excited. It's just for us. Just for bagels.
we made that on purpose, by the way.
Yeah. So this is Absolute Bagels. A few of my friends that grew up in the area had recommended this as like one of their absolute favorites. I've gone in there previously, and one of the things I love about this is you'll see, I just love the vibe. There's definitely a bagel store vibe that we can talk about when I think about what bagel stores are.
So situate us right now, because you guys are, what is a marathon walker, first of all?
Right.
Yeah.
So, well, a marathon is 26.2 miles.
Yeah.
And typically you think of people running a marathon. We are not runners, but we love to walk. So we've decided to walk 26.2 miles, a full marathon, 5 days a week for an entire year. And in that year, we cover the 5 boroughs of New York City, and we also have different themes every week. So this week, in addition to bagels, we're also visiting different locations where the Royal Tenenbaums was filmed.
Oh, so we're actually close to that neighborhood.
That's right.
Right by City College.
That's right.
Yeah. And then you gotta go to the Roosevelt Island, which was their summer house as well.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a great time so far.
So situate us. Where are we right now?
So right now we're on Broadway between, is it 107 and 108, I think?
That's right.
In the Upper West Side. I mean, this is such a fun area, a lot of rich history and culture going on, and I love being up here every time I'm here.
Awesome, let's go inside without further ado. All right, so here is Absolute Bagel, 278 8 Broadway. All right, beautiful. Cool, so I'll follow your lead when it comes to ordering.
Yeah, totally. Do you want to split a bagel, or do you want to get one separately?
Let's, well, because there's 3 of us, it'll be hard to do a 3-way split, so let's do 2 bagels.
Well, okay.
I actually have a gluten allergy, so I'm only going to join the eating of the bagel for the second place.
Okay, cool. So let's do 1 bagel.
Great.
Split. Awesome. So here we are, typical bagel place. Look at that. And it's cool because they have the entire huge oven, so you know it's fresh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This place feels like a classic bagel place.
It does.
Yeah, I like to refer to as like salt in the walls. You ever heard of sawdust on the floor for steakhouses? I think of it as salt in the walls.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but just like the piping and just the signage is everything just feels kind of cooked in,
Yeah, especially this old kind of backlit signage.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hi, can I get an everything with scallion cream cheese, please? No.
So let me show the bagels over here.
Yeah.
So break us down. What are the different bagels we see here?
So we got the everything bagel here. It looks like it's got standard toppings, which is to say garlic and onion, sesame and poppy. There's some salt, which is not always on an everything bagel. It appears, well, we'll get to it when we get the bagel ourselves. We got some sesame. We got, that looks like onion garlic. It looks like more onion toasted up.
I'll let you pay. Go for it.
Yeah.
We'll continue.
Here, I'll take care of it.
You got it? Okay. Looks like a pumpernickel there. I can't tell. That might be a whole wheat or a
egg.
it's definitely not. No, the egg. Those are usually like the neon. It's like garish, you know.
Right.
But that I don't know. It looks like it could be like a rye or a wheat. I'm not entirely sure.
Could be the whole wheat
Yeah.
because I don't see anything darker than that one except for the pumpernickel.
Yeah. There's some cinnamon raisin in the back. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I just paid for it. That's what I just paid for.
It's mine. She just paid for it. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, Clifford. Hello, Robert. Let's go to 103rd Park over here.
Sure.
To consume this bagel in a perfect location because parks and bagels go well together.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And how is it walking 26 miles and a half today? I'll let you step over here.
Yeah. 26. Yeah. I mean, walking 26 and change every day has been a wild experience. I would say like every 6 to 8 weeks, it changes. I mean, we're in week 38 right now. Walk number 188.
Wow.
So we've gone through many phases.
Yeah. This way.
Yeah. The first phase was just hold on for dear life. It was, our body was, struggling with what we were doing to it, and
I think at the last couple hours of the day, the first couple weeks, we were both hobbling home and just could barely get in the shower, could barely make dinner, just eat it and go to sleep, and recover. But now, sometimes we walk a little extra, or come home and I'll cook a chicken, or really have a lot of energy. And as much as I don't recommend not stretching, but at this point, I don't even feel like I need to stretch. Usually, a little shin stretch here and there, a little quad stretch in the morning, but nothing I'm pretty nimble and limber still.
Walking itself feels like a stretch.
Yeah, for sure.
Because sometimes I feel a little bit tight after walking a lot, and then I realize after I walk a little bit more, I feel a lot better.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it gets the blood pumping and loosens things up, and
that's right.
It's one of the best exercises that people can do, they say.
Satu, thank you so much for 1,000 yen. I appreciate you. And so in the beginning, how long did it take to walk the full marathon length?
That's a good question to say in the beginning versus now.
Right.
I think we've actually
you guys have a quick pace, I've noticed.
Yeah, we've gotten better at timing wise. I would say the average day is 10 hours, but that's what I would consider casual. That's with sitting and eating food for maybe a half hour, maybe talking with people, things like that. If we're really just engaged in walking, 9 hours and 15 minutes maybe.
Yeah, I think that's our personal best.
No, I would say we have cracked 9. We have cracked 9 a couple times. We had to go meet somebody for dinner once, and so we did it in 8 hours and 45 minutes or something.
Because you were in a hurry.
Yeah.
Let's stop over here.
Yeah.
Here, right by Audrey Mudson, one of the most famous women in all of New York City. Her statue's everywhere. You're probably going to notice that as you walk around Manhattan.
I don't know if I've noticed it before, but I definitely will now.
So top of Manhattan Municipal Building.
Yeah.
Statue right by New York Public Library, and countless more.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do you know who she was?
I can get into that. She was basically the first supermodel of New York.
Ooh.
But that's for another video. Let's get into eating some bagels.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. I'll let you guys do the video.
Yeah. Jessi will join us for the next one.
Okay, cool. Do you want to hold the camera? Oh, go for it, yeah.
And then I will hold the
camera. Yeah. Cool. All right, so let's take a look here.
Let me show that.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, look at this. So I would consider this to be very strong density of toppings here. Yeah, grab that. A little uneven, but that's not always a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because the thing about having an uneven density is that you can experience a little bit more of the bagel itself, while as sometimes density of toppings can create a shell that almost impedes your ability to understand what the bagel is doing.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong, I love everything toppings, but sometimes it's almost like an armor in a way. So, yeah. So
exactly. And it can also be used as a mask to mask a bad bagel.
Absolutely.
Right.
So, and then we can see it's one-sided.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if I could put a ratio on it. I would say maybe like 40% are two-sided, 60% are one-sided in the city.
So E-Rivas and K say, "Ooh, it looks so good."
Yeah.
And the other thing I noticed is that it came out warm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You know, so there's kind of a rich get richer thing with bagel stores.
Right.
I've found where the best bagels are typically the ones with the highest turnover, because that means that they're going to be having fresh continually, you know?
Exactly.
And so, you know, I've been into bagel stores sometimes where if they're really quality bagel stores, I'll be getting a hot bagel at 3:30 in the afternoon. Like, how is that possible? I don't know. But I'm glad, because I don't like eating a cold bagel, so.
All right, let's go into it. Thank you. So why scallion cream cheese?
Great question. So, plain cream cheese.
We're mustache brothers.
That's right. Let's
I
see.
haven't done that many videos in Brooklyn, so
Yeah, right.
I haven't shown like the full extent of mustaches in New York.
Yeah.
But what were you saying? So,
Yeah, so scallion cream cheese, I think, is a nice balance of being able to show what a store can do with flavored cream cheese. So like plain cream cheese, I mean, it is fantastic.
Right.
But then, you know, like strawberry cream cheese is a little too elaborate. There may be too much variance. I like to be able to see how they handle something that's not just, you know, straight down the middle like plain cream cheese.
Exactly. All right. Without further ado.
Yeah.
Napkins.
Here, reach in.
So, chewy. Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a mouthful. I mean, that's why these bagels are so damn filling.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for marathons.
But right, precisely, you don't need those carbs and that energy. But the other thing I noticed is I love the kick of the everything bagel spice.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this, you know, this one happens to have a good ratio of salt to topping. So there's density, which I described earlier, and then ratio, which is to say, if it has salt, which it doesn't always, and it should, let's be clear, but if it does, sometimes there's only like 1 or 2 kernels, and sometimes there's actually too much. Very rare, but sometimes there's too much. This is a nice middle ground.
That's awesome. Mike is basically the bagel version for me in terms of coffee.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I always go really deep into coffee whenever I try it out.
Nice.
So the other marker of a true bagel is the hard exterior, but the soft interior.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure. This one is, it's on the chewy spectrum. I haven't really made up the official chart yet, but I think post-project I will. But this is not, it doesn't have that toasty crackliness, which some bagels do. This is much more in the realm of chewy and soft, you know. Neither of them are right or wrong, it's just a different type.
Someone's asking here to rate it 0 to 10, decimals included.
That's
So
funny.
do you rate it?
I do.
Okay. So I usually only rate benches, like this lovely one over here.
Oh.
Maybe one day I'll rate it. But but for exception today, I'll rate along with Mike
Okay.
out of 10.
So I typically do a 0 to 5. I'll double it for your question.
Okay.
Let's see. Give me a couple more bites though, if you don't mind.
All right,
I
let's go for
want to
it.
really feel it out.
Someone's also asking what was the cost of the bagel. It was a little less than $4.
Yeah, which is middle to middle high relative to places, but anything that's over $5 is suspicious, you know.
Right. Like the Brooklyn Bagel Company, which is not in Brooklyn. Not to name any names, but they sell expensive bagels. I also like the cream cheese. It's very fluffy and light. Doesn't taste like Philadelphia.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
No, you don't want it to taste like Philadelphia.
Interesting.
Philadelphia
so is it freshly made cream cheese?
I think this is freshly made cream cheese. Yeah.
Fascinating. Okay.
And it doesn't have what I call over cheese. I just made it up as I've been reviewing it. But sometimes you'll become very cognizant of the fact that what you're eating is cheese, which I know sounds ridiculous, but a good fresh cream cheese, you never really experience that. You're just kind of, it's something that just pairs with the bagel wonderfully, luscious, creamy, whipped, but never like, this came from a cow, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, I would give this bagel out of 10. This is one of the better bagels I've tried in New York City. I would give this a 8.5 out of 10. Yeah,
that's great. I feel about that too. Yeah, I don't know what I've only given like 110. We can maybe get into that at some point, but yeah, I think 8.5 is, I would double. Yeah, 3.75 to 4. So then maybe I'd be an 8 actually is where I'm at.
So stay tuned to the end because Mike is going to reveal what was his 10.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I like this. And how about yourself? How do you usually take your bagels?
Well,
yeah,
I have a gluten allergy. I have celiac disease. So
Okay.
I can only have bagels that are gluten-free.
Oh, cool.
Which,
This could be
the next place we're going to go to has gluten-free bagels that are made there. It's a gluten-free bakery. I feel like the gluten-free thing gets a bad rap.
it does. Yeah.
Because, yeah, a lot of times it's not good. But when there's a place that does like only gluten-free, that's like where it's at.
Yeah, we definitely want to throw it in there for people with celiac or just for whatever dietary restrictions are gluten-free. And this place, no joke, one of the better ones in the city, period. Like, you know, you don't even qualify with gluten-free. So.
But I also was only diagnosed with celiac when I was 25.
Yeah.
So I had 25 years of eating bagels wherever I wanted.
And not one.
So I understand what you guys are talking about, and I'm here for it.
25 years and not knowing why you feel fuzzy after or weird afterwards.
Exactly.
Same thing with me with.
This is just how we live.
I'm a little bit lactose intolerant, not in a terrible way, but I feel stuffy after eating a good amount of cream cheese.
Right.
So I'm excited to try maybe an egg in the next stop. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, good idea.
All right,
let's go. All right, you hold this for a second so I can put this in my bag. All right, still have a bagel, the prop bagel still here already.
Tonight it'll be dinner bagel.
Exactly. Then I'll toast it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about toasting very soon.
Yeah, oh yeah. Definitely one of the elephant in the rooms.
Lots of feelings on toasting.
Yeah.
All right, lead the way.
Sure. Let's go down.
Hey, Alexandra. Hey, Eugen. Bagels. Ooh. Oh, I like this. Eugen says bagels like the dog, so not beagles, but there is a variant. Have you two been to London yet?
No, tell us what are you thinking?
Well, London, they spell it Beigel.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Beagles.
right. If you were to pronounce it, they pronounce it bagels, but if you were to pronounce it like phonetically, then yeah.
They slammed Bialy and bagel together and made a word.
But one.
Ever had a Bialy? You know what that is?
I have had Bialys, but nothing too memorable yet.
Okay.
I haven't tried like Kosar's, for example.
Oh yeah, Kosar's a great place.
Or Bread Bakery also has Bialys. But
so what are the London?
I was absolutely blown away
Oh.
by the London bagel because they serve it with pastrami and mustard
Whoa.
to the brim. So it's almost like a Cat's Deli sandwich, but on a bagel.
Nice.
Wow.
And a fresh bagel, that is.
So they're just like
Cut down?
mashing together all the best foods of New York.
Yeah, they are, yeah. Yeah, indeed they are.
That's awesome.
So, outside of New York, what are your thoughts of bagels outside of New York? Like, have you been to Montreal?
Yes, I have been to. We actually. So, part of how we figured out whether or not we wanted to do this walk was we took vacation walks for 3 years prior to doing this big project.
Oh,
So,
cool.
first one was from San Diego to Los Angeles, California. That took 6 days. It was 120 miles. The next trip was the length of Vermont, which is 200 miles in 10 days.
Oh, nice.
At the conclusion of that, we went to Montreal, which I've been there once before, but never had a bagel. And while we were there, I made sure to try 6 different bagels in one day.
It was a journey.
Yeah.
Wow, 6. Okay, because I know there's 3 famous ones that are all like right next to each other.
Yeah. The names escape me right now, but there's a different culture entirely, and
Yes.
I do. I guess the very long and short of it is, I think the bagels are good enough, and I think they're distinct enough that they have a perspective to offer, you know?
Right.
And so there's also black seed bagels around here, which are based on the Montreal style. And I actually, unfortunately, when I went to review it, had a bad review experience.
Yep.
Which I'm sorry to say, because I've had black seed bagels before, but if you're going to give me a bagel that looked like you put cream cheese on with a shotgun, you're going to get a bad review. You know, so but yes, Montreal style I do like. They're smaller. They're kind of, that's why I could have 6 in one morning, because you know, that was easier. What I didn't care for there is that the sandwich making culture. I even hesitate to call bagel a sandwich, but you know, for the purposes of explanation, the bagel sandwich culture is non-existent. You get little capsules of Philadelphia cream cheese. You get lox that's pre-shrink wrapped. They don't put it on for you. You have to figure it out yourself. And that's
build your own bagel.
Yeah. And as you were saying, like bagels in parks, I think that's a very big thing. And there, we went to a park, and I just had to construct it myself, and it felt very weird.
Or you dip like some of the Montrealers do.
Yeah,
they dip the bagel into the cream cheese, which is hard to do.
Yeah, totally.
Bagels are not meant for dipping.
No.
But I did enjoy the bagel because of the honey water component to it.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely, as I said, I think it has a perspective and a place. But I didn't care so much for what I would consider the store component. And as I said at the top, a store is 1/3 of the grade. Like, I think that the whole experience of purchasing, you know, if you walk in and you smell the bagel aromas, you know, that's a thing. The staff that you're interacting with, you know, what the pastries are like there. Even if you're not going to get one that time, you know, what that looks like. Oh yeah, the union rat. Yeah,
that guy's definitely smelling the bagels.
All of that plays a big role in how I'm going to enjoy it once I get it in my hands.
So I think I met my match in terms of walking, because this feels like a quick pace. But I like it.
Yeah.
It's challenging.
Just
We can always slow down.
Yeah, we got all day.
Now I know how people feel with me, because sometimes I hang out with friends and they're so polite.
Yeah.
They don't say anything, and by the end of our hangout, which is like an hour, 2 hours, they're like, they're panting.
That's funny.
Has that happened with you? Have you encountered friends that are too polite to tell that you're walking too fast?
We have had that happen a couple times, especially people that have joined us out on a walk.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I mean, how far are we going?
Right.
Totally.
One of my dear viewers, Kay, says I don't walk, I gallop. So I assume you guys gallop as well.
That's great.
I used to ride horses, and galloping was a treat that I only got to do every once in a while.
Oh, I see.
But it was very fun. And yes, I like to think that I'm a galloping horse.
Someone earlier asked about bakeries that make bagels. I haven't really encountered that too much in New York City, at least in Manhattan.
That's an interesting, I mean, there are some places that are labeled as bakeries.
Yeah.
To be honest, most of the time when I'm looking for a bagel store, I try and find one that has bagel in the name, like Broadway Bagel, which is actually a very good bagel store.
Is this another of your recommendations?
I would recommend it. Yeah.
Cool.
I thought this might come up, so I have 3 per borough that we can get to at one point.
Oh, cool.
So for people that might be interested.
So also stay tuned to the end for that.
Yeah, that's right. You know, so
and actually, let me pause you there.
Yeah, of course.
At the end, we'll do like a 10-minute Q&A, so you can ask all your questions.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Because that'll be hard to get to all of your questions during the conversation.
Yeah.
All right, what were you saying?
So, with respect to the idea of bakeries and bagels, I might not have the strongest opinion because I've kind of inadvertently self-selected myself out of it. You know.
Yeah.
So, but
you mentioned in Staten Island in one of your episodes.
Yeah.
That they had stores that were not just pure bagel stores.
Yeah. They have things called bagelettes, which are completely unique to Staten Island. There's something about, there's a lot of things about Staten Island, but there's something about Staten Island where the bagel culture has developed differently, like a half-step difference. It's kind of like, I've only been to Europe once, but my encounter of like from Western Europe to Eastern Europe, where it was just a little bit different from the two. And so yeah, there are these stores that are delis and bagel stores, mostly in Staten Island. And I got to tell you, you have to be doing a lot right to have a deli and a bagel store work together. It's a very difficult thing to pull off. And to be honest, not all of them succeed.
Well, also in the culture itself, the Jewish American culture, you can't combine those two generally because bagels are for dairy, and delis are for meat.
That's an excellent point. I hadn't thought about that, but
and usually you have your bagels with cream cheese and fishes, but not with pastrami or heavy meats, right?
Yeah, that totally makes sense. So yeah, it's difficult. And I've only encountered like 2 or 3 stores that can actually do it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, it's just a lot to think about too. You know, to get a really good bagel, I feel like it needs the focus of the baker.
Absolutely.
The person making it. And to get the good cream cheese, you got to focus on that. And then all the things that a deli offers, that's a whole other like thing to focus on.
Yeah.
And for our next stop, is it going to be on Broadway or could we walk on the street?
We can cut over, yeah.
Yeah, because
it's going to be on Columbus. So.
I think we're getting bad service because of the subway.
Oh,
underneath.
yeah. Yeah, another thing that was interesting about the Staten Island bagels is that I would say a good 70% of them are what I would consider extra large. They were just huge. And I don't know if like there's a copycat thing going on where one store started in Staten Island and they all did it, but they were just uniformly the size of like small boulders.
I guess people are more hungry in Staten
It's
Island.
value. I guess it's value.
They don't walk enough, so.
Well, there was also that one new bagel sandwich that you tried in Staten Island.
Oh, okay. So maybe some people out there have done this before. If you have, I applaud you. I was waiting online for an egg sandwich one day because you can't eat bagels every day.
Right.
And somebody ahead of me ordered bacon, egg, and cheese on a cinnamon raisin bagel. And I was like, I'm going to do that. I've never done this before.
Interesting, yeah.
It was so good because it's basically almost like putting maple syrup on all of that because the cinnamon raisin adds this sweetness layer that was just, I don't do it all the time, it's very specific, but now that I know, it's like when I just need to change up the egg sandwich game, you know.
Yeah.
It's such a nice change of pace.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that goes to show that sometimes it's worth trying the other different types of bagels.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because I always go for the everything, but I end up realizing all these years in New York City, I never really tried a pumpernickel.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel locked into creating a standard for all the reviews.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a punishment that I've set on myself that I have to have everything bagels every time because, you know, you can have a plain bagel that's amazing. You know, it doesn't have to have necessarily anything on it.
Right.
If it's a good bagel, it's a good bagel.
But when you're doing the review against each other, you want that constant.
Right.
Exactly.
Because otherwise,
Yeah.
if you just like everything more than plain bagel, then you may give it a bad review. Simply not.
Yeah.
Fair.
And sometimes like another thing that I've kind of missed out on, and sometimes on my non-review days I'll get is lox. I don't put lox on the review bagels. And there are some bagels that, like Russ and Daughters, very strong example of this. It's a tougher bagel, but it lends itself well to being a sandwich for lox.
Right.
So eating it just by itself, not super enthralling. But, you know, with the lox, it totally all clicks into place.
They also get pissed off if you ask for it toasted.
Oh God, yeah, well, hey, yeah, absolutely.
So, actually, let me ask people, how do you order your bagels? Do you order it toasted? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about it? But we'll discuss that as we're walking. So,
Yeah.
should you order a bagel toasted?
Oh boy, okay. Here's what I say. I try and be open to any ideas for how you want to consume your bagel, because ultimately it's your preference. You should enjoy what you're doing.
Right.
Here's what I'll say. If you toast your bagel, you're raising the floor, but you're lowering the ceiling.
Yeah.
You're really, once you toast a bagel, no bagel is going to be worse than average. It's going to be a 2.5 or something like that. But you're potentially losing out on all the softness, the texture things. It really can't be any higher than a 4 or an 8 if you're going by, a 4 out of 5 or an 8 out of 10 if you're toasting the bagel. And I'm certainly not going to do that as I'm walking around trying to review things, because then I'm not really going to have a true picture of all the bagels.
Exactly.
So I understand why you want it that way, because the cream cheese really ideally should be warmed almost to the point of icing. Like that's really the most ideal experiences that when I have with a bagel, or when I'm actually upset that I'm getting messy. It's almost like barbecue, you know, because everything's warm and melty, and it's like, God, this is so good, but I'm frustrated. I don't have napkins or something, you know.
So is toasting it compensation for a lack of a fresh bagel?
Yes, absolutely.
Due to the lender's phenomenon.
That's right. That's right. And so, yeah, I mean, it provides a crunchiness and the warmth that you want from a bagel, but I'm telling you, if you go to a good bagel store, you can have that. You don't need to sacrifice the ceiling of the experience.
Exactly, right.
As I said before, since I have celiac and can only eat gluten-free bagels, a lot of times those are stored in the freezer. And so I have to get my bagel toasted.
Right.
Or, because otherwise it would be still frozen. But every once in a while, like where we're going right now, there's a gluten-free bagel that's fresh, and I get to experience what it is that Mike's talking about, and I fully agree.
Oh, okay, that's nice. So how far are we from the next spot?
I think at 82nd and Columbus, I believe. We can cut over more whenever you like.
And a lot of people, 82nd Columbus, cool. And a lot of people are very big fans of toasting. But a lot of people who are commenting, I think, are coming from other parts of the U.S.
Look, that's, like I said, I'm not looking to disparage anybody's bagel experience. That's just how I feel.
So, have you noticed fresh bagels outside of New York and Montreal?
I mean, you know, prior to starting this bagel review odyssey, I always enjoyed bagels, but I never really took it to this level of appreciation.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there are aspects of places where I've noted it as a good bagel, but then I kind of immediately went into the ether. Now anytime I'm going to go someplace, it's going to be, you know, oh, how does this compare to my journey of bagel reviews, you know?
You know, another place where actually we were close to is the favorite bagel shop of Anthony Bourdain.
Oh, okay. What was that?
Bending Greengrass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Have you tried that one?
That one, yes. That one, I would say that falls into a little bit of what I was saying about Russ and Daughters, where it's this.
The focus is on the fish.
Yeah, it's the appetizing bagel, which the appetizing stores, you know, are just another half step apart from the bagel stores.
Right.
It's an experience just to go in there, and usually the staff is, you know, they have a lot of expectations for the customers. Let's put it that way. But the bagels themselves, I find they're a little bit heartier and more lend themselves to having things on them rather than being the centerpiece themselves.
I see.
And that place is called the King of Sturgeon.
It is.
Sturgeon King.
Yeah.
So I think that's that kind of explains it too. It's like made to be, the fish is the main component of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
And the fish is good.
And
oh God, yeah, the fish is incredible.
Fish is really good. I had never had sturgeon before going there. I still don't even really know exactly what it is. But you know, if I go back to Barney Greengrass, I'll definitely eat it again.
A bagel sandwich is the perfect opportunity to try new fishes because you have sable, you have sturgeon, you have lox, nova.
Yeah.
You have whitefish as well.
Yeah. And they're so attractive in the store when you get the belly locks laid out.
Yeah.
It's
all right.
Yeah. I was never a big
caviar sometimes as well.
Absolutely.
Russ and Daughters.
Yeah. Growing up, I steered away from the lox because, you know, it's something that you really need to dive in before you can get there. I guess you know, it can kind of look a little weird, especially if you're not a fish person. But it lends a wonderful saltiness and so soft and
exactly. Yeah.
Well, you grew up on Long Island, which
has
kind of a particular bagel culture, I think, too. The first time I visited your family out there with you, we got flagels.
Oh, yeah.
Which I had never seen
all the very flat bagels.
Yeah. Those are value.
to go on a diet.
Yeah.
And Long Island, there's a fierce bagel kind of culture there.
Oh boy, for
they're
sure.
They're very proud of their bagels.
Yeah. I would say that the bagels out on Long Island tend to be on the softer, doughier variety.
Yeah.
You want to get them hot if you can, And I mean, I like them. You don't see that style as much if you go out to Queens, like Utopia Bagels. That's kind of a sneak peek at one of my lists of best bagels by borough. But Utopia Bagels, which is in either Whitestone or Bayside, I don't know where you want to, I don't know what you want to call it. That is because I think, honestly, it's so close to Nassau County, I think it leaks in some of the Long Island bagel store culture and the bagel store or bagel design. So,
Irene is asking, what is a Bialy?
So a Bialy is similar to a bagel, but doesn't have a hole. And typically the dough that is in the center contains some type of topping, like garlic a lot of time, but like it's usually filled, like think of like a Danish version of a bagel.
Right.
Yeah.
And what are the ingredients of a bagel, someone else asked?
That's a great question.
It's probably very simple because it's similar to bread.
It's like, malt, yeast, water, sugar. I'm not sure what the other ingredients are. A friend.
Special New York water.
And special New York water. That's right.
Oh yeah, the coveted New York water.
That that is a point that I don't know if I buy it. I think some people are really hard in that. It does have lower magnesium and something else, calcium maybe.
Right.
And there's fluoride in our water too. I wonder if that has anything to do with it.
I don't know.
Just a little bit of saltiness.
Yeah. Well,
sodium fluoride.
It's what exactly the properties are was actually referenced in a recent New York Times article that's been making the rounds on the internet this past couple of days, which was claiming that California bagels are better than New York bagels, which is the ultimate clickbait for any New Yorker. And it specifies exactly why the water here is different. But I'm not so sure that is the reason why.
Rebel just said, "That's it. I'm done. I'm going to go roast the daughters right now."
Yeah, do it. Yeah, be sure to get some locks.
So Enterprise says, "Oh my God, Utopia Bagels and Utopia and 17th. That's where we live." Oh yeah, check it out, Enterprise.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Is a bagel healthy?
No.
From
No,
your
this is
perspective,
short.
as athletes.
I think if you're going to be walking as much as we are, yes. If you got a carb load, yes. If you need some extra dairy, calcium, I don't know what the fish offers, probably some sort of B vitamin.
Omega-3s maybe?
Maybe, for the brain.
Avocado, you get the omega-6s.
You could put a little arugula on there.
Right.
There's ways to be healthy about it, but
well, if it's fresh, it's fresh. That's the good thing.
Yeah.
So you're still eating a fresh product most of the time. Let's walk this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that a bagel is like unhealthy. It's not, like you said, it's not processed. It's not filled with corn syrup or anything like that.
Right.
But it's not. I don't think it's going to make the superfoods list anytime soon.
No, I would only do this 3 bagels a week thing if I were walking 5 marathons a week to compensate, which I am. So
Eugene is asking how much to walk to burn a bagel.
that's a great question.
That's a really good question. We'd have to figure out how many calories are in a bagel.
I would bet 2.5
Obviously, you
hours.
two are burning off your bagels very well.
We're making it happen. We're making it happen. Yeah.
Yeah, we did the math for our calorie burn, and it's something crazy. It's like 4,000 a day or something.
Yeah.
Well, low intensity exercise, being walking, many scientists have found out to be the key to living more than 100 years old.
Really?
Yeah, because many of the blue zones, which are places where there's more centennials living, people above 100, mostly report doing mostly light exercise, which is walking.
Nice. Well, I'm glad to hear we're doing something good for us.
Not like heavy exercise, working out, running and sprinting.
Yeah.
We're all on the right track then.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Precisely.
Yeah. The endorphins.
You're stepping on the right foot.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely feels like just a latent mood boost to be doing what we're doing.
Right.
But yes.
New York.
Yeah, exactly. He needs to walk. Really, I think.
I mean, walking also is a big stress reliever.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even more than running, because sorry to interrupt, but it gets your heart pumping so fast that I like the light exercise quality for sure, because you just feel more relaxed over time.
I think so. Doing this during a pandemic was not our original plan.
Okay.
No.
We planned to do this since we really finalized our plans in October of 2019.
Yeah.
But we had been planning it for a year previously. So we actually were originally going to start March 21st, 2020.
Oh, wow.
And then because of everything that happened, you know, New York really was crazy and shut down, and we postponed. And that's why we started June 21st. But it turns out that having something like this to do during a global pandemic is great.
Right.
It's so helpful, because otherwise you're just home scrolling, looking at doom scrolling, they call it, right?
And for many people, gyms were closed and everything
Yeah.
as well. So.
Yeah, have you caught the lines for the gyms around here? Have you noticed that while
I
walking
saw
around?
them.
It's crazy. Like I can't imagine waiting online for a half hour to go exercise. So
And you save so much money instead of going to like SoulCycle.
Right,
Or
right.
Equinox.
Right.
I know, I see those lines, and every time I want to be like, guys, come on, come with us.
Right.
Let's go for a walk.
If you run a YouTube channel, you'll make money while walking. Which, where could people follow your podcast and your YouTube?
Highly This is our sticker.
I'll show it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Highly Varlet. It's spelled a little bit differently than you might expect, but
Because it's a play on words of your last names.
That's
It is,
right.
exactly.
It's a smash up of Mike Varley and Jessi Hyatt. And we got all sorts of content going on there. Every week we do a podcast that's based on the theme. As Jessi mentioned at the top, we're doing a walk on the Royal Tannenbaum's filming locations. So next Tuesday there'll be an episode on that.
That's very cool.
Last week, what did we do last week? Oh, we did the Writers of New York. So in the Manhattan, we went to different birthplaces and residences of writers. The first 3 or 4 months we just did surveys of large chunks of boroughs, and then we transitioned into themes around November or so. And we do some 360 videos too, which are fun, where for those not familiar, you can go on and then use your mouse, or if you have a VR headset, use that and look around while we're walking our route for the week. Just do like a small 10-minute, they're called 10-minute marathons. We do a small cross section of what our entire route for the week looks like.
Definitely check it out, because the 360 video is very impressive, very high quality that you're doing. And also you show places very off the beaten track in New York.
Yeah, we try.
Riva says, can you find the podcast on iHeartRadio? No, it's probably...
I don't know.
Well, everywhere else.
Spotify, we're on Apple, we have a Podbean. We might be
Stitcher,
on
probably.
iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
We have one of those things that like shoots it out
Yeah.
everywhere.
Podbean's an aggregate, so it may well be on iHeartRadio, but nobody's asked us before. But I hope you check it out on one of the other platforms and on YouTube, which you're on right now, obviously. We have the whole episode on there too, so you can see us interviewing our guests or watch us talking about things, and then we have footage that we superimpose on top.
Adam says, can bagels help me with my cholesterol? Adam, we are not trained health professionals.
Yeah, that's right.
But I would recommend, just as someone who loves walking, just consider walking. It's very fun. It's worth it.
That would definitely work.
Yeah, maybe after June, when we're done with this project, I'll start up my doctorate, so you can figure out how to get bagels up to the top of the health conscious.
So here we have H&H.
There's H&H. Yeah, so we're thinking right now of going to one across the park. Yeah. Because it's one of the small chain locations of New York City. H&H, Sesame Bagel, Zucker's. There's a lot of 3 to 4 store chains in New York City. Okay. And so this
is one of them.
This is one of them. Yeah. And I have reviewed this one, but I haven't reviewed the one on 2nd Avenue. So we'll be doing that live.
Okay.
So,
cool. Let's go. All right. Did they give oatmeal bagels? I love bagels with oats.
Yeah. I'd say about 25% of everything bagels in New York City have oat on them.
Right.
My favorite topping that I've only encountered once since I've been doing this review is rye seeds. Rye seeds or caraway seeds on an everything bagel. It just... Rye bread, just to be able to throw that in there with all the other toppings is so great, but it's very uncommon. And then the one I had that did have it wasn't a pretty good bagel, unfortunately.
Do you remember where it was?
It was in Cobble Hill. No. Was it Cobble Hill? No. I don't remember right now.
I gotta take off my jacket. Can you hold this?
Yeah,
for
of course.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's getting warm.
Yeah, it is, especially walking in the sun.
Yeah, yesterday was 62 degrees or something like that. I really hope.
Nice.
I think we've pivoted now. And,
towards spring, right?
Yeah, towards spring. We walked during the blizzard a few weeks back. That was
that's
epic.
fun.
Yeah, it was insane.
I love walking through blizzards.
Yeah.
Did you go out in it too?
I went through the previous 2 blizzards before that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last one I stayed home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. The ice winds
Right.
in your eyes were pretty intense.
Jessi bought surgical goggles in the middle of it
It's very
to handle
smart.
the ice. Yeah.
I noticed the only people really out during blizzards are content creators
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Right.
Photographers.
And
Crazy
their
people.
cars.
and filmmakers. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if we have any questions. Baked salmon salad or whitefish salad on sesame is yum.
Excellent.
Corey.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And Enterprise, of course. Galileo, welcome. Why not just get a plain bagel to taste? Well,
It's a great question. I think it's similar to what I said about the scallion cream cheese. I like to be able to identify what a store does when they have a little bit of creativity to handle.
Right.
And everything is, my preferred bagel anyway.
oh, this is the place.
This is it. This is. You want to describe it a little bit?
yeah.
Yeah.
introduce
So
it.
this is modern bread and bagel, and it's a 100% gluten-free bakery. So they have really great bagels, but they also have like arugula and carrot cake, and you can get a coffee and all sorts of other like pastries. They make their own cream cheese. So I'm really I don't want to sell it too much because I don't want to.
And it seems like they sell good coffee as well.
Yeah.
I like the coffee. Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
Maybe try the coffee if you want.
Let's do it. Let's go inside.
Yeah. Check it out.
Ooh. I'm gonna probably go try an egg on the bagel here.
I'm not. Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh wow, it's full. So people buy bagels until the very last minute, like in many bagel stores.
Yeah.
Until they close at like 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of the stores keep it fresh. They keep
Right.
refreshing it. Like here, they refresh throughout the day until the very end. They keep making fresh bagels.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. There's it on the menu.
So this store's got a nice cafe vibe. I wouldn't
does.
call it a traditional bagel store vibe, but it is a nice experience to be in here for sure.
It's what you're seeing now. It's the very kind of modern bagel shop,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially in cities outside of New York.
We have to see if these people are.
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna try the shroom bagel. That sounds.
Ooh.
Yeah. Just so we have at least one fancy bagel
Yeah.
sandwich.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that cream cheese always looks so good.
It looks
Yeah.
good, right?
Somehow just being served in a bowl like that makes it feel like it's gonna be nice.
Rounder bowls always feel more fancy. When
Yeah.
That's definitely an episode in the TV show Portlandia.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, about round bowls. Yeah.
That's funny.
You guys haven't seen it?
I don't think I've seen that
I think
one.
you two
show
would
I've
like
seen
it.
a bunch of them, I bet. Great,
Awesome.
thanks.
Yeah, take your time. The salmon looks good. What do you think?
Yeah, I do enjoy it. Looks like pastrami lox on the right, maybe?
Beautiful bagels. Looks nice.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they do a great job with the toppings, which when you're dealing with the gluten-free bagels, I think it's important that your topping game is on point. And something that I'll say, yeah, you want to order for us?
Sure, yeah. So
I'll go first. Yeah, because
Okay.
probably mine will take longer. I'll have the shroom on the everything bagel, please. Thank you.
Do you want your regular?
Yeah, I'll get the regular.
Separate, yeah. It's okay. Ariel. Actually, sorry, let's make that sesame bagel. Sesame bagel. Thank you so much.
Yeah, the sesame does look good.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks so packed with sesame. Yeah. So excited. Super seed bagel. Fascinating.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. It's
Probably
like
has caraway.
Yeah,
One of them,
yeah, and maybe some sunflower seeds.
Could be, yeah.
That's 10% of bagels seem to have sunflower seeds on them.
The gluten-frees? Are they all gluten-free?
Everything in this store is gluten-free. So if
very
there are
cool.
people out there again that have celiac disease, or just for whatever reason cutting out gluten, this
Yeah.
place is the best. And they have a restaurant which neither Jessi and I have been to yet.
Some wine.
Yeah, but just next door. This closes early, 2:30, and then they open the place next door.
Oh, I see. And do you ever try it with those other toppings? I rarely get them.
I haven't had it from here.
Like egg salad or whitefish?
Yeah, no, I mean, I do like egg salad. I do like whitefish.
Yeah.
I guess I'll have whitefish on a bagel occasionally, but egg salad, typically I'll have it on a rye bread or another type of bread.
I see.
But that's personal preference, you know.
Here they have a topping with hummus, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll test the egg salad when we're at a place where I can't enjoy the bagel.
Right.
If the egg salad looks good, that'll be my thing that I review sometimes.
And
'Cause
how
it's
about-
kind of a hit or a miss. But
could
when it
be.
looks good, it's like often very good.
And then when egg salad looks bad, it looks bad.
Yeah.
Right, it does, yeah.
You can see they have flour available for sale too.
Oh, that's nice. I love making gluten-free baked goods at home. I use
Oh, really?
use a lot of coconut flour.
Oh, sure.
Or I make black bean brownies. You ever tried
Ooh.
those?
Never
No.
tried that.
Oh my god.
That sounds good though.
It
I
sounds-
can see why.
sounds weird,
I can see
but
why.
yeah.
The sweetness.
Do you use black beans instead of flour? Interesting.
Oh, with oats. Black beans and oats. That's what makes the
And
flour
that's how it
consistency.
sort of holds it together.
Yeah, precisely.
Sounds good.
Hey, a shroom bagel, and I'll have a cold brew, please.
So out of cold brew is a nice Americano,
Yeah, I'll have a hot Americano, please.
hot Americano.
Yeah. Very short, very low water.
Got it. No milk.
No milk.
And a bagel. What kind of bagel was it?
It was a sesame bagel.
1579.
Thank you so much. Oh wow, they have Brooklyn Blackout. That's really fun. And zucchini bread, interesting.
Yeah. Look at that.
Susie says we need an urbanist recipe book. Well, we might have a highly Varlet special guest appearance on the
That's
recipe
right.
book.
I'd be there.
Ooh, these baked goods look really good.
Yeah.
I'm coming back here. Let us know. Do you want me to come back here? Try that Brooklyn Blackout. Let me know in the comments.
You want to take them anyway?
Should we get them anyway?
Sure. Yeah.
Just buy it all now, says Dan. Yeah, indeed, Dan. I'm very tempted. They even have a black and white cookie. That's
Yeah.
fun.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's a classic item you'll find in most bagel shops.
Yeah. That's actually I often get a chaser of a black and white cookie.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that this one's a little bit on the smaller end.
Yeah.
It's nice. Now, walking in Brooklyn, have you encountered Brooklyn Blackout cakes?
No, I've never. This is the first time I think I've ever heard about it.
They're a bit more rare nowadays, but these used to be all around Brooklyn.
Really?
At least pre-1990s.
Okay. What is it about them that makes them different than like a chocolate cupcake, or is it just the name?
So the original one, the guy was named Ebinger. He was so genius to somehow make a cupcake that has pudding inside, chocolate pudding, and then bake a really good cake as well.
Cool.
So it's 3 types of chocolate.
That's awesome.
I'm not sure if this is a true Brooklyn blackout, but it looks like one.
Yeah.
Well, which ones do you usually get just in general whenever you go to a coffee shop?
Well, we'd get the arugula, which seems to be on the edge there.
Oh, you get arugula. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Really classic New York. Did you find that in Long Island when growing up?
Yeah. I mean, there's a high population of Jewish Americans in Long Island, so it's part of the scene over there.
Oh, that's cool. All right, let's go over here.
Yeah.
I love the decoration.
Yeah, the baskets. Yeah.
So when it comes to coffee, are you a coffee drinker?
I'm not a coffee drinker, but I'm excited to hear your review on it because if you go into it as deep as I do, I find it fascinating regardless. But yeah, I just never, 1 cup makes me super jittery, so I've never really been able to find it. Maybe you could recommend some low caffeine ones or something.
Well, yeah, decaf coffee always tastes good.
That's true.
Especially in the higher end places.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Are you a coffee drinker?
Oh, she is. Yeah.
I love coffee. Yeah, I'm a big coffee drinker. I did not get coffee here though. I got this blueberry basil alkaline water.
Whoa.
Which just sounded so good and refreshing. But I actually try not to drink too much coffee while we're walking because then I have to pee a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely a concern.
But I do every morning. Yeah. I make my own. I make my own cold brew.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. How do you usually consume
I
coffee?
make Americanos at home. I have an espresso machine.
Oh, okay. A stovetop one or like a
Oh no, actual espresso machine.
fancy?
Yes,
Nice.
definitely.
That's cool.
And I grind my beans on site, like on order.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really
awesome.
That's high-class coffee.
I'm just waiting for the pandemic to be over to just invite friends and have like a coffee party.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But I find myself when walking long distances, I have an appetite for way more coffee than I would not drink walking.
Interesting.
Yeah. So like I can easily drink 3 or 4 cups without issue.
Really?
Yeah, it's probably because it like runs through, like it.
Right.
You're not like sitting and shaking. It like
Precisely.
using that energy.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Shall we go outside?
Or we're still
Oh, I'm
waiting.
sorry. I forgot about your sandwich.
What did you get over here?
So we got. I got Mike his regular everything with scallion.
Okay.
That's right.
And I got myself an everything with scallion, pastrami lox, a little bit of arugula, and pickled onions.
Ooh.
Sounded good.
Nice.
And then this basil water. And we had stopped by earlier because we were scared that the bagels might be sold out by the time we got here, and we had put 3 everythings aside for us. So we got those too.
Ooh, cool.
We'll
Okay.
have those later.
Those will be
So-
breakfast for the next few days.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so cool. Yeah. Then do you take bagels to home? You take a few extra?
Not typically, but this will be nice. I mean, breakfast can vary wildly depending on when we start the day. If we have a lot of time in the morning, we'll do something a little more elaborate. But most times it's just some cereal and go.
Cereal, oatmeal, leftover spaghetti from the night before, whatever.
Exactly.
Whatever is just there and easy.
Yeah,
Right.
So it's like as we said earlier, like somewhere between 9 and 10 hours. So we prioritize getting home so that we can, relax for a couple hours before we do it all again. So,
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we usually do a lot of like granola bars in the earlier part of the day too, because at least I get very hungry. As soon as I start eating for the day, I'm like, I keep wanting to eat all day.
Oh, thank you so much. Is this the sandwich? No?
No.
Okay, just the coffee.
Still working on that. Let's see where.
Cool.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Awesome. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And how does it feel walking such long distances? You said it got easier over time.
It has, yeah. It's definitely gotten easier over time. It's interesting. I feel like, at the beginning it was like we'd be sore all day. We'd need to take breaks. I still need to eat a lot, but I can kind of just like eat some granola bars as we're going, and I can still have my energy up. I think at the beginning, in particular, like if I didn't eat every hour or so, I would just like crash. And now it's sort of like, it almost just feels like equivalent, Mike has said it feels equivalent to like having a waitress job or something. where like
You're on your feet all the time.
all day. Yeah, but you're not really like aware of being on your feet
Yeah.
as much as at the
don't?
beginning.
I noticed that by walking a lot, because I walk about 6 to 10 miles a day.
Okay.
Nowhere near as much you guys are doing, because
Still quite a lot.
it ends up becoming more exponential, I assume.
Yeah.
Totally.
The terms of what.
Yeah.
I've noticed that after walking a lot, I had to relearn how to walk.
Oh,
interesting.
What do you mean by that?
Because I think naturally we just don't learn proper posture when it comes to walking. Because I noticed with the foot, usually people step like flat-footed, and I learned that I had to like lead with my toes, so I won't get like calves would start being very sore all the time. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great point, because what I was going to say about walking all day that I've noticed that might be counterintuitive to what people would think. I get a lot of like fatigue up here.
Yeah.
I almost wish that I had done more exercising on my upper body, and probably my core is what's happening there.
Right.
Than I had when we started the project. It's not enough to stop us from doing it, but I do feel at the end of the day way more tired up here than I do down there.
Me too. Yeah, because I think it's also pretty natural for most people to like go like this.
Totally.
A little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah, I really have to be conscious of it to
Right.
remind myself to stand up straight.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like a superhero every time. I'm like, oh wait,
Right.
I have
yeah.
proper posture.
That's good. Yeah.
And I think with the feet, like depending on the shoes,
Yeah.
it's different. Like the shoes I'm wearing right now are Newtons, which are actually made for running. And so they have a lot of support in the ball of the foot, but not a ton of support in the heel. So it's kind of like, it's good and it's bad, because if I forget and I walk on my heels a lot, then my heels start to hurt.
Right.
But if I remember and walk the way that I should be walking, more on the ball of my foot, then it's like, it's perfect.
Yeah.
So what do you think of walking? I stopped wearing pads, and I like having the flattest shoes possible.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like I'm as close to the ground as possible without wearing the 5-finger toe
Right.
foot socks that are a little bit too extreme for New York.
Right.
Yeah.
But I noticed that encourages my body to be more conscious while walking.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, how do you feel about that with footwear? Because you mentioned you had those footwear with some support.
Yeah, I really like my Hokas also that have
Yeah.
like a lot of support.
Yeah.
And these that have the support in the ball of the foot. I think my feet, I have like high arches.
Yeah.
So I think I need a little bit extra support personally.
Yeah.
And especially over time on the concrete. I used to be a runner in high school. I was a runner and I had shin splints and dealt with that whole thing. So
Oh, wow.
I try to give like some cushion just because of the concrete personally.
Yeah.
And how much stretching do you do after a walk?
So I'd say 15 minutes in the morning and the night. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's enough. There are physical therapists out there that are judging us. We understand. But
We should probably be doing more.
we always feel like we should be doing more, but it doesn't, we haven't gotten injured,
Yeah.
knock on wood so
Yeah.
far. So that's about it. And then on the weekends, I do try to do yoga for an hour, like just purely stretch, not really like exercise yoga, but more just like restorative, get everything loose. It really does make a difference when I can force myself to do that. So.
And Hyde says Jacko form, shaped as a foot, not as a shoe. Have you tried the 5-fingered
Oh, is that
toe
what that
shoes?
is?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we
I
haven't tried that.
them. We have a friend who came on a walk. It's actually our only friend who's walked the entire marathon with us.
Yeah.
It wasn't that day.
It wasn't that day, but the first time he joined us, he showed up in those shoes,
Oh, nice.
ready to rock.
Yeah.
And I think walked like 13 miles the first day with us. I
Yeah,
think
he did good.
like a half
Right, he did
marathon
good.
in those shoes.
It's really as much up here as it is anything that's happening in your
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
So I think for him, his first attempt gave him a sense of time and what it was expected of his body. And then the second time was really something that enabled him to go the whole way. So.
Yeah. This whole process actually, it is a really interesting like psychological thing where you realize like, oh, nothing's forever. Like the idea of impermanence, because even with the physical body, like I'll have some foot pain, and then if I focus on it, it'll last longer.
Right.
And if I don't focus on it, it'll go away. And like even if I focus on it, it'll go away at some point, one way or another.
Yeah.
And you'll notice that your body's way stronger than you ever thought it was.
For sure. Yeah.
Because, growing up I assume you also grew up in the 90s.
Yep.
We were told a lot that, be careful with this, or be careful with that, or don't
Totally.
try this, or don't run too fast,
Sure.
or don't run right after eating, or et cetera, et cetera. There was always a bunch of rules.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally.
And I didn't grow up at least in Jackson Heights, Queens. I wasn't used to kind of strolling on my own
Yeah.
as much as I do like now.
Yeah.
I was very corralled as well. I grew up in Pennsylvania in a suburb, and
Even worse because suburbs are hard to walk through. I assume the same thing with Long
Yeah.
Island.
I had.
or not hard, but not as entertaining.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I didn't really pick up a desire or a preference for walking until college or so, and I would just walk around with friends and whatnot, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess I walked around, but it was you would just walk around the neighborhood. And I grew up in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and so
Oh, nice.
I lived across the busy street from a neighborhood. So when I was a kid, my mom would have to walk me down to the end of the driveway, help me cross the street, and then I could go to the park or something.
Oh.
But you're kind of limited in how much you can walk around when you're not in a city like this.
Right.
Yeah.
For the city, one takes it for granted how easy it is to walk.
Yeah.
Because you feel like you are easily passing time because you don't notice it after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you're from Jackson Heights. I don't know if you were going back to any degree during the pandemic or if you're still there, but they had the closed streets during the real high point of the pandemic, the first 3 months, and Jackson Heights had one of the best closed streets system.
Yeah.
It was what avenue is it? 37th Avenue or
It's
something?
34th.
34th Avenue. Yeah, it went for it seemed like a mile and a half. And I remember in the summer when we were doing the walks around there, that was one of the high points, just being able to walk in the middle of the street for a while and see people out hanging out.
Right, exactly. This is quite a long way for a bagel.
Yeah, I wonder. I thought I heard your bagel maybe get called out. Do you want to?
Yeah, you see?
I didn't think it was because I figured they would have told you.
Because
But.
scrambled eggs doesn't take too long to make. Hey, excuse me. Still waiting for my bagel? Here. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
No worries. Thank you. Glad you asked.
Yeah.
All right, let's sit down.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can find.
I think all of this is theirs because
Okay,
I believe this
perfect.
restaurant is.
Perfect.
Oh, it's not set up yet.
Not set up.
Yeah, let's
Well-
just put down that chair. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, because my hands are a little bit full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll mind.
Yeah, they won't mind. Awesome.
All right.
Perfect.
All right, wonderful.
Well, now that we know that it was sitting there, waiting,
Yeah.
it's how does that rate with the... That's going to get played into the rating.
Sometimes they don't yell out the name properly.
Yeah, I thought like I said, I thought I had heard it, but then I was like, well, they'll point it out to us. I would say it's kind of a wash because we're filming in their store. Normally we'd just be paying attention to whatever's going on.
Precisely.
That's a good point.
All right, let's go.
Look at this, we got a little intimate, the audience is in the fourth chair.
Oh, yeah, that's
So let's scoop both of you over here. Yeah. There we go. That's a lot better. We can frame
Perfect.
all three of us. Perfect. All right, let's try modern bagels here on 72nd Street and Columbus.
82nd.
82nd and Columbus. And difference between a bagel shop and a coffee shop. That one seems more focused on the bagels. Coffee is just secondary. Seems like it.
Yeah, I mean, they do have bagels at lots of coffee shops, but typically they're not going to be made there, and the transport that's involved might make the freshness not as good.
Right.
I feel like the odds of getting a good coffee at a bagel shop versus the odds of getting a good bagel at a coffee shop. Like you could probably get a better coffee at a bagel shop than the other way around.
Right.
Good point.
It looks like it was Cafe Grumpy. I can see the bag
Cafe
now.
Grumpy. Let's show over here.
So I got this whole
Wow, that looks
this
beautiful.
whole thing: pastrami lox, pickled onions.
Look at that, huh?
arugula.
Two-sided.
Oh, you went for classic.
I went for the classic, you know.
Keeping it.
All right, let's.
Got to have the control. I'm the control today.
Yeah.
Let's try this out. Let me see. Let me show everyone
let's see how-
a cross section. Oh, this does look
Wow.
Good.
good. Ooh, yeah. With some egg, scrambled egg, truffle aioli, and some mushroom.
Wow.
I like the mushroom. It looks very meaty.
It does, yeah. Nice.
It's cool. The mushroom is also meant to look like a sausage, I think. That's why they did it. Yeah. So I got vegan big egg and cheese,
Nice.
or sausage egg and cheese, all one word. All right, let's try it out.
Let's do it.
This is a really good bagel. Wow. I'm actually really impressed.
Can you believe that it's gluten-free too?
I can't. Yeah. I mean, I think gluten-free pastries are a bit underrated. There's I usually go for them in most places because I don't know, they have a different texture to them. The texture sometimes is a little bit more grainy, which I like in certain cases, like a good carrot cake.
Yeah.
Tastes great gluten-free.
Yeah.
Or banana bread sometimes tastes great gluten-free. So I can't tell that this is gluten-free. If this was a blind test.
Yeah. You know what I'll say after we've had this several times now. The thing that I will notice is different, which I like, is that it's not as heavy. You can actually get through a whole one and not feel like you need to walk a few miles as a consequence. So
Yeah, it's like a cloudy dough.
Right, so it's more cloudy, more fluffy in the middle. And this is a great mushroom because they made it literally taste like a sausage. It has
Nice.
the texture of a
Nice.
sausage.
Amazing.
Yeah, and it's not impossible meat or anything. It's like real mushroom. Just somehow they seasoned it that way and cooked it that way.
That's awesome.
That is really awesome. Wow. All right, so if you're a vegan and gluten-free, try this place. Yeah.
really diving into the niche, you know.
I don't think they've been around that long. I'm pretty
I
sure
don't
they
think so.
opened right before COVID.
Yeah.
They're doing well. I'm glad
Yeah.
to see it.
Because it's hard to find good fast food in this area. So you used to be mostly restaurants. Yeah. There wasn't always that much fast food. So, are you able to tell the difference between?
I can.
You can.
Okay. But it's a
What do
good
you-
thing. It's a good
You
thing.
got put
What
to the
is the
test with the blind test.
Yeah, you're right. You should. I think I'd be able to tell.
You can.
We definitely are gonna have to do that one day.
I mean,
I've not thought about this before. But
yeah, we could wrap this half up, and you can try and test me now. But
Oh.
There. I mean, you can also try. Have you encountered sugar-free bagels? Bagels that don't use
don't
any
know.
type of sugar.
I don't know.
Because Montreal uses honey, which is nice, rather than sugar. Yeah. Yeah, and I think there are some recipes that are no sugar bagels.
Yeah.
Let
I
us know.
wonder if there's anyone that sells it in New York. We'd have to try that.
How's the combination?
It's really good. With the pickled onion and the lox.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. So a little bit like banh mi flavor with the pickled onion. All right, let's try the coffee. Yeah, it's a good cup. It's I love Cafe Grumpy. It's a very nice, well done espresso.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. I would recommend it.
Well, and with the espresso, I feel like it has to do with the bean, but also like the way it's cold or something, right?
Yeah,
Is
so-
that something you think about?
So here they had a proper espresso machine because most bagel shops would serve you drip coffee, and the drip coffee would be left there boiling for hours. So you're basically drinking tainted boiling water.
Do you ever drink a deli coffee?
I do not. Only once in my life,
Really?
and it was after Anthony Bourdain passed away.
Oh.
and I wanted to do a tour in his honor of all the places he loved in the Lower East Side area. And he mentioned, aside from like Russ and Daughters and Cats, he mentioned that he really loved deli coffee. So I decided to go random deli and have deli coffee.
Did you get it like what they call regular? 2 sugars and...
No, I had it black.
Okay.
It burned my stomach. But I get why Anthony Bourdain loved him. May he rest in peace.
Oh.
He was a very strong individual.
Right.
Probably had an iron stomach, so probably that's why he needed a deli coffee.
That's funny.
But yeah. How about yourself? Do you usually grab coffee at bagel shops or no?
I will usually go, okay. Most mornings I drink the coffee at home. I'll
Yeah.
drink my like cold brew that I make in the fridge. If I'm running late or if I want just like another treat during the day, I'll go, there's a place called Drip that is not too far from our house, also close to my studio where I have my art studio.
I've been
Do you know Drip?
I'm like tempted to reach out to them because it seems like they're really into their coffee.
They're really into it. The
Yeah.
owner is a really nice guy.
I heard, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd be excited to hear from you.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'll go there. I like their cold brew with a lot of milk. It's very strong. I'd be curious to hear what you think about it, actually, if you ever get there and review it. Because I have a hard time with when it's really acidic. I have to put a lot of milk in the coffee when it's acidic. So I like it there, but then sometimes I will get a deli coffee. I don't put sugar in it.
Just to feel adventurous.
Yeah, just to feel, and like it's quick and cheap, and it's like not. Sometimes like if I want a coffee at like 4 p.m. for example, and I don't want to be like jazzed all day, then maybe I'll just get a deli coffee because it's like basically like it's like barely any. Like it's usually not that strong.
Oh, interesting.
That's my thought on it. I'll put a lot of milk in it. I don't put sugar unless sometimes they just put it like as many times as you say like no sugar please. They're like so regular, right? And I'm like no.
No sugar
Fine.
means like 3 packets.
Right, exactly.
And speaking of deli sandwiches, let me put the camera on you guys. Speaking of deli sandwiches,
A little on there.
oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That's the danger of making videos with a mustache and a beard.
That's right. That's right.
That's part of it.
So, do you eat deli sandwiches?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What would you recommend for people eating deli sandwiches?
That's great.
Yeah.
So I grew up eating ham, egg, and cheese, which I would say is the least popular of the 3 big ones, which I would say sausage, egg, and cheese, bacon, egg, and cheese, ham, egg, and cheese. Bacon, egg, and cheese now is probably my favorite one, followed by sausage, egg, and cheese, patty sausage, not link sausage, and then ham, egg, and cheese last. But it really, I get them on the weekends. Like, I'll be editing the podcast and I just want to get to it, so I'll go down to the local store and I'll just see whatever inspiration strikes me when I get there.
Right.
You're particular about your eggs.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Good
tell
point.
us.
So I order over easy most of the time, but over medium is my preference. I don't trust a lot of people to make it over medium, and a lot of times people don't even know what over easy means, which is frustrating. But if you get it's not that if you don't specify, it's not that it's bad. They just scramble it up, and it's like you don't get any of the yolkiness. And what I really like is when the yolkiness comes out into the bread with everything. So it's basically like I am eating eggs and toast, and I can dip it, but without having to dip.
So now, for the real question is, would you have a yolky egg on a bagel?
Oh,
Because that's like the new trend in the fancy Brooklyn brunch places.
yeah,
That's like
Yeah, the whole
it's like an $18 bagel sandwich.
Yeah. People, I'm definitely in the minority. People seem to love egg sandwiches on a bagel. I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I guess conceivably, if you have bagels that don't have the hole, they just have the impression. It could work, and a lot of bagels are like that now. But in general, I just find it A, messier, and B, if I want a bagel, you can see I just eat scallion cream cheese and a bagel everywhere I go. So I like that experience. I don't necessarily need that to also be an egg sandwich. I can just have a roll or a hero often too. Like if I get an egg sandwich on a hero, I'm basically good for the rest of the day until dinner, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, I tend to stay away from bagels and eggs in general.
Evan says the yolk's on you.
It is. Well, that's the
Touche,
problem. I mean, you know.
And let's see if we have any other questions. Over easy. What's over easy?
So over easy is so there's sunny side, right, which is you just crack it on the griddle,
Yeah.
and then you cook it until the white is fully cooked, and then the yellow is just pure yellow. So you dip into it and it just yolk goes everywhere. Over easy is you have the spatula, you flip it once, and then basically you go over easy, over medium, or over hard, and the longer that you leave it on the griddle, the further up that scale it goes.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now on to our next stop.
Yeah.
This was a really good stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you rate it out of 10?
Out of 10, I would say this is a 9.25 or 9.5. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how I felt previously when I've ordered it. And I mean, the only difference here is that it wasn't hot. I've had it hot a couple of times. That doesn't mean it wasn't fresh. It was very fresh.
Yeah.
It just, we happened to not be here when it was hot. So
Can you time it well? Is it possible to time?
I haven't tried.
Is it like Paris where they have a set schedule?
I used to always think, and I guess I still do hold the idea that if you get there between 5:30 and 6:30, you're going to have the best bagel
In the
all day.
morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
Like when they open.
but that's also, I
Anywhere.
think, part of the reason why it feels good is because the reason you're up, it's either because you're getting up for something special or because you're up way too late. And,
Right.
you know, in either instance, it's probably going to be your savior at that time of day. So,
Probably just in general, like, if it's a place like this where it's cranking out all day, like before noon, and sometimes you'll even, when you're not doing the everything scallion thing, you'll ask, like, what
yeah.
bagel just came out. Like,
In
a
fact,
lot
I
of
would
you
recommend
can
that
ask just
for-
like, which one's fresh?
Yeah.
And then they'll tell you.
for,
They don't,
for
like,
most
on their
bagels,
menu.
if I wasn't
Yeah.
doing this, that I would ask every time, what's your hottest bagel? And then get that.
We're gonna try that at the next stop.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And I would give this a 9.2 out of 10. I really
Nice.
loved it. Yes.
I have to give it a 10 out of 10 because it's the only place I can eat a bagel.
Touche. Have you encountered more gluten-frees?
A lot of times they'll have, a lot of bagel places will have gluten-free available.
Yes.
But it'll be like, they have to warm it up.
Okay.
Not made there.
We need a garbage can. Which way are we walking?
I was thinking we could walk through the park if you want.
Cool. Let's do it.
Whoa, this blueberry water is cool.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah, I thought it looks like I needed it to clean my wounds, but
It's a blueberry basil infused alkaline water.
I really like this.
It's good. It's like you can barely
Oh.
taste it.
That
but-
sounds fascinating. And a lot of people are rating us a 10 out of 10, all three of us.
Hey, thanks.
Back at ya.
Babu asked, was that the third bagel? No. This was the second
This
one.
is 2.
2 out of 3.
Stay tuned. We're going to
Yeah,
go through
one
a little
more.
detour through the park, but it's a beautiful day. Should be nice.
Right.
Yeah. So we're gonna go to H&H now, right?
Avenue H&H.
The
So
OG?
So
It's not the
this is
original.
interesting. The original one, I guess, was in the 40s somewhere.
Yeah.
I
this
never
for a
went there.
second?
Of course.
Thank you.
I never went there, so I can't say one way or the other. But I've been told that for people that went to the original, the other locations are not the same.
Right.
You know. So
Yeah, and that's the case with a lot of these franchise bagel places.
yeah.
Yeah, those. H&H is also one of the first mainstream popular bagel shops in New York City.
Yeah.
Because bagels prior to the Lenders era
Yeah.
of the 70s,
Yeah.
bagels weren't really that well known.
Yeah.
Really?
It was a niche favorite amongst the Jewish American or people who lived around it
Yeah.
of those communities. Yeah.
Interesting.
Picard, hello. There's alcohol in that drink with blueberries. Jen, you'll get a big kick out alkaline.
Alkaline.
Some people says it clears your third eye, so that's you'll get too sober. You'll get extremely sober.
Perfect. I'm into that.
So sober you'll see the world.
Perfect.
Look at this building. I'm not
This is
sure.
gorgeous,
I'm not familiar
yeah.
with it. It looks great.
I think-
It looks like a synagogue.
Yeah, it's a synagogue. Is
We're
this
really
Temple
on theme
Emmanuel?
today.
No, it's not. Hey Vaslav, nice to see you here. All right, so let's do a Q&A as we're walking. Feel free to ask Highly Varlet anything. Mike and Jessi, ask them anything.
Yeah, lay it on us.
You want a tip on top of that?
We'll do the Q&A now, so we can end with a bang, with the bagel bang. Yeah. Find ourselves a pizza bagel. Oh. There's only one in New York City that I know of.
Oh, really?
It's in Little Italy, and it's Baz Bagel, I think it's called.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've been
Yeah,
there.
we've been there. Oh, they have a gluten-free bagel.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Have you tried their pizza bagel?
No.
Oh, we
No.
should.
Yeah.
Andrew says he has a joke.
Okay.
What do ghosts put on their bagels?
Ooh. Oh, I know. Do you want to guess?
No, you got it. What is it?
Scream cheese.
Oh, is that it?
I mean,
Is that it? Let us know.
That's funny.
I hope it's something else, and I came up with a new version.
I was gonna say blueberries. That doesn't make that much sense.
Andrew, let us know if it's cream cheese. Oh yeah, it is. Cream cheese.
Yes.
Eugene asks,
Those sorts of jokes.
how do you know exactly that you walked 26 point what miles?
0.2.
26.2.
26.2.
Mike, where's the pedometer?
So I have this
Every
pedometer.
day.
Right now we're at 10.3, 26.2, 26.2,
Oh, cool.
Those are the
25.2.
past
These are
days.
other days. Yeah, 26.2, 26.5. The 0 at 26.3.
Oh, I see.
So the 0 and the 5.2 were weekend days, just so, so you know we weren't cheating. But
You guys didn't walk on the weekend at all?
slackers.
He doesn't always wear it. He does
Yeah.
it for just a
I-
daily run or something.
I feel antsy when I don't walk on a day. Does that happen to
Yeah.
you?
It doesn't so much right now, but I expect when we're done with this project, it's going to be weird. You know, it's like you just unlock 50 hours of your life. Like, where does that go? You know?
I need to get out of the house in a day. Like I
Right.
can't even. I know a lot of people are working from home now. I've sort of always worked from home. I worked as like a freelance textile artist. So I've always worked either from home or from a studio. And on the days when I was working from home, I would have to start the day just getting out and going for a walk.
Right.
Because otherwise I get like, I don't know what to do with myself or something.
Or
I'm
do
not
what the
focused
CEO
otherwise.
entrepreneurs do and get a treadmill for a standing desk.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's not a
that's
bad
right.
idea.
Astrid, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yes, we just saw a big pile of schist down there. Big pile of schist. Manhattan schist, the bedrock.
Oh yeah, nice.
I'm gonna make a new T-shirt that just says "Big pile of schist."
Pile of
It's
schist.
just a photo of the bedrock.
You know that might be one of the. Maybe I'm wrong here. Oh, probably am. But I was going to say the furthest downtown, one of those schist piles.
Yeah,
Because I guess the more you go uptown, the more there are.
the more exposed they are.
Yeah, the more exposed.
Let's see. Well, I'm used to walking on the slower pace. This way? Yeah, let's go this way. What filling would you recommend for a first bagel? Someone who's never had a bagel in their entire lives, in their entire existence that they've been on this realm called Earth. What would you
Well,
to show them the beauty, the light, and the wonderment that has to be had with a bagel? What would you recommend that they put on their filling?
so I want to take
I just
one.
put the stakes very high.
So I want to take one step back for this person. Welcome.
Let's see who's this.
Yeah.
Comments are moving fast.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. Go
You're,
ahead.
the thing that I would say is you know, you should get a buddy. You should first ask where are you getting this? You know, who's helping you figure this out?
A bagel buddy.
A bagel buddy.
Yeah.
Because
that sounds like a bagel store name.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Because I honestly wouldn't recommend, for instance, I don't know where if you're in America or not, but like I wouldn't recommend going to Dunkin' Donuts and getting a bagel for your first bagel, because honestly, you're better just to live in ignorance until you can visit a location where you can actually get it.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to like, disparage Dunkin' Donuts too much, whatever. But it's just not.
Hey, they're one of my sponsors.
No, yeah, right. It's just not worth it. But once you can find a bagel that you for whatever reason, either you trusted somebody, you read reviews, it's going to be reasonably good, then I would say you're probably going to want to put cream cheese on it. I mean, butter is really only the other option for a first time.
It tastes good.
Yeah,
I like butter.
But you know, you're not going to want to put jelly on it for a first time. Probably, you're not really going to like.
Not gonna make it into a French toast and put a bunch of syrup on it.
Or like, I mean, you could put lox on it if you wanted to go all that way. Yes, I would say that. But no other sandwich elements really for the first time, because the bagel, it's not like bread. I love good bread, but like bread in most instances, when you're putting it on the sandwich, it's going to be second place. Yeah. The bagel is the principal thing when a bagel is good. So you really don't want to mess around with too many things for your first time, you know. Once you got the basics down, then you can experiment.
Exactly.
I think that's good advice.
DD bagels are bland and puffy.
Don't get it. Yeah. They had as I mentioned, I did a review for one. I was in Southeast Queens a few weeks back. We were in Southeast Queens, and there's just none out there. No bagel stores whatsoever. It's just culturally not a thing there.
Oh, is Action Kid watching?
Hey, what's up?
Hope you're doing
Good
well
to see ya.
in Miami.
Are you still down there? That's great.
Hope you're finding some bagel in Florida.
That's right.
Some New Yorker might have moved down there and made some bagel shop.
I have actually heard, because I have family in Florida, I've heard that I don't remember where, I'm sorry, but that there's somewhere in Florida where there's like an ex-New Yorker that brings the water down.
That's hardcore.
Yeah.
It's so accurate.
Yeah.
What do you think about office bagels? Dun dun dun. You ever tried an office bagel? Like
I don't think so. What are you
bagels catered to the office. With the packaged cream cheese.
Oh boy, you know,
and the cantaloupe right next to it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I mean like I kind of consider it like continental breakfast bagels. You know, like I'm traveling and that's what there is available. You know, I say toast them most of the time. If you can find a toaster, you're gonna be much happier with the whole. Yeah, exactly. And obviously, I'm not a toasting proponent, but in that case, most likely it's going to be a pretty average bagel if you're lucky. Right. And then just toast it.
Unless you have a really like high class HR person or whoever it is that supplied your office with these bagels.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That was the case when I. Oh, nice.
Nice.
That was the case when I used to work at Foursquare.
Yeah.
They brought in Murray's bagels.
Oh, okay.
When they were, people looked more fonder upon them.
Yeah.
Then,
yeah. Jessi, I want to call out Jessi's shirt while we're here, since we're walking.
Oh, sure.
So one of the components of our project is our clothing.
Oh yeah.
We wear.
Legal flight.
We have uniforms. I'm going to do this. I hope I don't mess up the sound. Mine says Rigo Site. And so this is actually Rigo Park in Queens, and we based it off the map of the overtop. And each season we come out with pairs of what we call dichotta tees, which is like dichotomy. And generally they're sayings that are slightly changed in the wording to mean very different things. This season we did something different where, Rigo Site and Rigo
more
Flight.
about the aesthetics of it, more about just what it looks like and making it like wings and making it like an eye. And
I see.
Rigo, I don't know if you know or if anyone listening knows, but Rigo Park was built by the Rigo Construction Company, I think in the 1930s.
20s or 30s,
Yeah, and Rigo stands for real good.
Oh, it does? Yeah. Oh my God, I didn't know that.
So as soon as we learned that, we were like, putting it on a shirt.
Real good,
This is great.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to add it to my lexicon. I haven't quite gotten there, but
This bagel's Rigo.
Yeah, bagel's Rigo.
This bagel's Rigo.
Yeah.
What are the most funny bagel store names you've seen?
Oh, I wrote those down because I thought that might come up. Let's see.
Interesting. You're prepared.
Yeah. Let's see if I can remember it from memory.
Sunshine says cute merch that you guys have.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we actually just put them up on our store recently, so you can check it out. Bagel. Sorry, I just can't say anything other than bagel.
Mike is opening up a bagel shop,
Yeah, that's
so
right.
everyone knows.
It's highly Varlet. Big Cartel.
Big Cartel.
Oh, bigcartelpage.com.
Awesome.
And we're actually, I think it came out. Is it coming out tomorrow? We did a part of our podcast. We did a little segment on it, so you can learn more about.
At the end of the week.
Yeah, but so top 3 crazy bagel names. Well, there's one called Heaven's Hot Bagel that's on. It's either Delancey or
which way? Because we're
just generally going straight. So whichever makes more
Well,
sense.
what's the street?
I think it's 64th or something.
Let's go this way.
Okay.
Yeah, because there we go to 86.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
So yeah, Heaven's Hot
We
Bagel.
reached the fork in the road.
Yeah. Which just sounds to me like a cult bagel store.
Yeah.
Well, what's the name again?
Heaven's Hot Bagel.
Heaven's Hot Bagel. I love that.
Yeah, and then I can't remember the third one, the one that was the funniest to me was Bagel Nader. Like Terminator.
Oh my God.
The Bagel Nader.
And Hot and Crusty.
Hot and
yeah,
crusty.
hot
Which used to be something in the 90s.
Right.
Early 2000s.
Yeah.
That one always feels a little bit weird. It sounds like.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to put that in my mouth, I guess.
Right. I don't want something hot and crusty.
Yeah.
Is this the east side or the west side? Ooh.
Oh.
We are crossing.
That's right. There might be an invisible line somewhere.
right. We're crossing the line.
Yeah. What? I don't know what the divider is. Is it Fifth Ave or
The
up here?
I would say Central Park, but I would say like
Central
Sixth.
Park itself.
I would say like 6th Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we might be at the equator right now.
Might as well be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're crossing the line like tourists cross the line when they toast their bagel.
Right. Nice. There's one bagel store in Woodhaven, I think,
Yeah.
that I really gave high marks to the store component of the review because they had a sign that said, if you want your bagel toasted, you have to ask, which I thought was, lay down the law. They're not going to say no, but you need to ask. A lot of places, there's actually, the flip side of that is I've had some stores toast my bagel without me asking.
Whoa.
And that's when I know that they know that their product isn't super great because you wouldn't want to eat my bagel if it wasn't cooked a little bit.
I think that's equivalent to the deli coffee just automatically putting the sugar in. Like even though you ask for no sugar, they're like, "We're gonna give you sugar. Like, you're gonna want this."
Or they'll try to sell you Tums if you get it black.
Yeah.
It just comes with
This is
it.
a good chaser.
Yeah.
You'll need it. Can we feed the ducks with bagels? Have you fed any New York City animals with bagels?
I'd say no on that one. I'd just say I'm not sure.
I get my bagels. But I don't know if that, if it's like rice and birds, where you're definitely not supposed to. I don't know if you probably can because it's cooked, but I wouldn't recommend it. Save it for yourself.
What's the name of your podcast? Ask Rick.
Oh, yeah, it's the Total Clarity Podcast. If you search Highly Varlet when you're done watching this, there's links in pretty much all of the descriptions to find the full podcast episode as well.
Right.
So.
Let's see. What hours are you in New York right now? It's about like 2:30 something.
Yeah.
So that's why we're running to our next bagel stop.
I think the last place closes at 4 or something. So we're
Oh, we got time.
We got a little bit. of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4. Let me just looking up confirm the spot. That's right. Oh, I'm mistaken. It wasn't 84th. It's or it wasn't 64th. It's 81st. So we're actually like perfectly on line.
Okay, cool.
okay, good.
Oh, we're close. Okay.
Yeah.
Glad to look that up.
Yeah. I think 64th was another place I went to called New York Jumbo Bagel. I didn't really noticed it until I ate there, but now I'm not going to miss it because it has this amazing orange awning and like on the outside, and then they like went like all the way with this orange theme inside the store. Very strange.
Reminds me of Taj Bagels, which also has like big lettering in their stores.
We did a review on Taj last. I really like that they're like kind of an appetizing. They position themselves as an appetizing, but it really has no like.
Right.
But like all of the, or like pretty much all the amenities. So used to the, you know, you need to know exactly what you want.
Exactly. No bagel for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Soup man?
Yeah.
I've passed in front.
Really good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
yeah, it's surprising. A lot of times when places are like popular in a show or a movie.
yeah.
Service for some reason. Let's walk fast. I hope he comes back. Oh, there we go. It came back. All right.
Great, we're back. Awesome.
All right. What were we saying?
Yeah, so I was saying that the soup pan is actually very good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Usually I doubt the quality, but
Right.
it's like famous because of a movie or a show or something.
Exactly.
But they actually make really good soup.
Yeah.
And they're not mean. It's like Mike compared it the first time we went there to like being at Woodstock. Everyone's like, it is not like you see in the show. It's like, you go up and they're like, it's like, they're slow and they're like, what can I get you? Take your time.
Yeah.
Have you encountered that in the bagel shop? Is there any very mean, very straightforward bageliers out there?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think that it runs the spectrum. My favorite type of bagel store employees are not necessarily. Hold on one second.
Thank you.
Not necessarily the ones that are super outgoing, although that can be nice. I really just like one that's like super professional and on point.
Yeah.
They take your order, it's wrapped and ready to go in 30 seconds. They're like just real bagel store professionals, which sounds crazy to think that like there could be a professional bagel maker, but it really is a skill and kind of an attitude that doesn't exist in like a deli or in another setting.
Right.
You know?
I mean, one thing I think a lot of people don't get, I've noticed this as a New Yorker going to other cities in the US, I usually get straight to ordering. So they say, hey, how are you? And then I say, big old cream cheese.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's considered rude in most places outside of New York City. But in New York, that's very common.
Yeah, totally.
Especially at the bagel shops. You do not have small talk usually with the guys behind the counter.
No one has time for that.
Right, right.
I mean, it's like because we're nice, but we're like, also, that is being nice.
Yes.
In a way,
Yeah, I'm not wasting your time.
Like, yeah.
Exactly.
This reminds me, actually, we just had this conversation the other day. It's taken me so long to be able to say, and I still don't really say it, but you know, how, like a New York phrase of like, let me get a, whatever, like,
yeah, right.
Instead of like, can I please have a X? Like, let me get a bacon, or a bacon. I was trying to say a bacon and
The
bagel.
newest phenomenon to hit New York City.
Yeah. A bacon.
Bagel made out of bacon.
Yeah.
But I feel like that
Yeah,
goes
right.
in line with like just getting straight to it. Not saying like, hello sir, may I please have a bagel? But like, yeah, let me get a bagel.
Yeah.
What's the intersection?
I think it's second half.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, have you encountered crazy, weird bagels? Because, of course, we have the cronut, which is a spin on the donut.
Right.
Right.
But I haven't seen anything yet. Oh, there's the cruller, but no, that's also a spin on the donut.
Maybe like the Rainbow Bagel.
Yes,
That
have
was
you tried
really
that?
hot for a minute.
To be honest, I've never tried it, and I should just so I could have an opinion.
Yeah.
I will say the reason I haven't tried it is because it seemed like a gimmick. But I haven't tried it, so I really can't have an opinion.
Well,
You know?
one of the places that was like claiming to be the first one to do it was right down the street.
Yeah, it
from
was
our
when I lived off the
Williamsburg.
Graham Avenue L stop.
Yeah.
That store is now closed, I think.
it is?
Yeah, I went deliberately to do a review since I used to get bagels there a lot, and it wasn't open. I hope it was just a one-off day, but yeah.
That place seemed to have taken their bagel seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
The
it was
Rainbow Bagel just tasted like a normal plain bagel, basically.
Yeah. I think it was just for visual show.
Right.
I did the other day kind of a little switch on things, I had everything croissant.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, a friend recommended
place?
that at Daytime in Windsor Terrace.
Okay.
And it's a really nice store, great neighborhood, and I happen to be there because, again, we're doing the Royal Tannenbaums walk, and there's 3 different locations near there. And a friend told me to get this because he knows I'm doing the bagel reviews. And so I went a little bit out of my way to get it, and it was very good. I think croissants and everything toppings makes total sense. The only thing was that it wasn't filling enough. Like,
Right.
I wanted another one immediately because, croissants are kind of like cotton candy. They like smush down, and then you're like, oh, that was 4 bites. Where did that all go?
I mean, that's why the French are skinny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They're not eating bagels.
Yeah.
3 times croissants.
Yeah.
Right.
Rebel says that plain bagel should be called a nuttin bagel.
Nuttin.
We got
I'll have a
nuttin.
nuttin. Give me a nuttin.
I want that bagel nut. The best French toast is made with challah bread. Ooh.
Ooh, yeah, I agree.
Wait until we make a French toast with bagels.
Yeah, right.
Or like a Monte Cristo or something.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
There's bound to be a restaurant popping up in sometime in the near future that does everything with bagels.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Like
That'd be
every
great.
brunch item. Avocado toast with bagel.
Maybe when we're done walking, it might be.
Oh, man.
Might be popping up in this guy.
Yeah. A friend
Pop up, let's do it.
Yeah, a friend sent me a link to a woman that teaches people how to make bagels out in Jersey.
Yeah.
And I thought that maybe when this project is over, I'll mentor under her so I can get a new dimension of my understanding to the whole thing,
I mean, this sounds like the origin stories of a Chef's Table episode.
Yeah.
Man
So
walks miles and miles every day to try all the bagels,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then becomes a bagel master.
Yeah. I think the only, honestly,
You'll be the first Michelin star rated bagel place.
I love it. I love it. I've definitely thought about it more than anybody should.
Yeah.
And the thing that always prevents my dreams from going to the next level is I really don't like waking up early in the morning.
Right.
And then that's what you have to do, So
Maybe you would fill that market of
Nighttime
the
bagels?
afternoon
Maybe.
that'd be nice.
bagel party.
maybe that's what it is.
I mean, in Paris, there are bakeries that do nighttime service.
Yeah.
Specifically.
I mean, if you're in a crowded enough area, yeah, you could probably do a great job.
Ooh, beautiful church.
Yeah.
Well, we really walked a whole bunch of Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We covered a lot of ground.
Right, we have. What's the longest distance you walked? You walked 26.2, but
Yeah.
in terms of map distance, what's the longest? What the route?
Like in a straight line.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess our longest walk in New York would probably be 1 week when we did a journey to Fort Cotton.
Oh,
It was
wow.
13 miles out, 13 miles back. Just straight out and straight back.
It's funny because there's a movie. Oh, there's a movie called Fort Tilden, which is right next to Taunton.
Fort Tilden is down near the Rockwoods, yeah.
Where's Taunton?
Fort Cotton is actually in Bayside.
Bayside. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, with the Civil War era
Yeah.
fort. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the battery.
That's a fun walk.
Yeah, it's great. We have
How about the length of Long Island? Have you tried that?
We wanted to. This summer that we walked the length of Vermont,
Yeah.
which I think the length of Vermont walk is our longest walk that we've done in a straight line. It's just not in New York City, obviously. But we planned on doing the length of Long Island, but because it was over the summer, between wanting to not be so hot and
Yeah.
then also having to find places to stay, and because we were walking through the Hamptons, everywhere in the Hamptons is $2,000 a night. And we
Yes,
were
right.
not going to do that.
Yeah.
And we thought it would be cooler in Vermont. It turned out that summer was the hottest it had ever been in Vermont
Oh,
in
wow.
35 years.
no,
my God.
150 years.
Oh,
Yeah, it was absurd. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the high 90s the whole
That is crazy hot.
Yeah.
But it was enjoyable. And that was a little over 200 miles straight from the very bottom southwest corner of Vermont all the way up to Canada.
Did you have to hike mountains?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
Oh,
little
okay.
bit.
Oh,
A little
just like-
bit.
Yeah.
We tried to stay on the roads, but occasionally Google Maps would be like, this is a road. And it was not a road.
Yeah.
We would just be hiking
Yeah.
and
Because the good thing about Long Island is no mountains.
Yeah,
That's
totally.
true.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that walk at some point.
There's a famous Lenape Native American who lived in Montauk and was known for walking every day to the city and
No
back.
way.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And there's a photo of him, and there's like a road named after him.
Wow.
So if you ever do that type of walk, I would recommend checking him out.
What an inspiration.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of famous walkers. There's also, is it Henry Thoreau? Is it? Yeah.
Walden Pond.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know if I feel like I inadvertently plug this on every show we're on, but are you familiar with The World Beneath Your Feet, the Matt Green documentary?
No, I haven't seen it. No.
So I'd recommend it because you'll have a good kick out of it, and I think a lot of people that are interested in this channel would like it. It's about Matt Green, this gentleman who walked every street in New York City. There's a couple of people that have done it.
Yeah, I mean, there's also the Professor Heimlich.
Yeah, he passed away, unfortunately,
Right.
because of COVID. It's tragic.
But the other guy is the one with the cargo shorts. And
Yeah.
I know who
and,
you're talking about.
Yeah, and so they did a documentary on him, and it came out, I don't know, 3 years ago, something like that. And it's very well done. Very well done. And yeah, I'd recommend it.
That's awesome. All right, documentary recommendation for a famous walker. All right, we got one more avenue.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try the final bagel.
How are you both feeling, like fullness wise? Like how much food do you have
Yeah,
for
right.
this final bagel?
I have capacity because we're walking at such a quick pace.
Yeah, that was part of the hope, was that like doing a little walking in between would help to
cleanse the palate.
digest.
It really is helping, yeah. But I'm still blown away by that faux sausage made with mushrooms.
Yeah. Yeah, that place is not messing around.
What's your favorite bakery? Asked Adam. So aside from bagels, let's go to bread.
Bread.
You know,
that's a
New
great
Yorkers like
question.
making some bread.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean money. No, what's your favorite bakery?
Favorite bakery? Oh boy. Well, now I feel like I'm blanking in the moment because my brain's all filled with bagels. You know what's funny is that we also, because Jessi has celiac, she's gluten free. A lot of times we'll seek out the gluten free aspects. So I mean,
pause here.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So one of the one we just went to would be high on the list.
Yeah.
And this is cheating a little bit, but there's a bakery in Beacon, New York, if you ever take a day trip out there,
cool.
that has really fantastic.
Called Ella's Bellas.
Ella's Bellas. Yeah.
Ella's.
So good.
I like that name.
Yeah. And Aaron McKenna's in the Lower East Side is a really good bakery. Also gluten free.
Yeah.
I think because we live like really far out east in like the east part of Bushwick, there isn't really a lot of this kind of thing like close. We can't like go outside and get stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like when we're out in the city, we get things, and then because of my celiac disease, we tend to get things that I can eat too.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it's
would
very
recommend
nice.
for you plant-based in the East Village.
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
And they do everything croissant, but
Ooh.
gluten-free vegan croissant.
Nice.
Oh, I'm
Nice.
so psyched.
This is one of my favorite coffee shops in New York City.
Oh.
It's one of the few Puerto Rican coffee shops in New York City
Yeah.
as well.
Oh.
So beans directly from Puerto Rico. Really great place. Highly recommend
Nice.
it. And this is the first time I've seen this location.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to come back here.
Where are there other locations?
East Village, they have two, and one all the way in the point of Manhattan.
Oh, okay.
Southern point.
Is it sort of near St. Mark's, the one in East Village?
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Like 2 blocks away.
I didn't realize it was the same place. I went to school over there, and I used to get coffee from there all the time.
Oh, you went to NYU?
I went to Parsons.
Parsons, oh cool.
Yeah. But I didn't realize it was called 787. I always just called it Puerto Rican coffee.
Oh yeah.
They have the big barrels, right?
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
They make rum flavored coffee.
Yum.
All right.
So
I wanna let you know, all right, I'll push
ABX
back.
girl says, battle of the bagels. Indeed. It was a harsh battle that we went through.
That's right.
There were many casualties.
Tender is coming up.
Warburton's is based in, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Kathy, let us know. Alex, oh, sorry you can't hear Jessi. It's a little bit hard to have three
Yeah.
mics.
I have to stand over closer.
I was trying to run by her.
We'll do-
I
we'll
think
do
we
our
gotta go
best.
up one.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
I see something
it.
that says bagels.
That's it.
Let's hope it's open. A lot of tiny dogs. Yes, you gotta watch out with the tiny dogs. It's a very dangerous area.
Have you been to Uptown? It's ridiculous. It's on Lexington.
Uptown, oh.
Yeah, it's 61st or 59th or something. You just search Uptown. We only recently discovered it, but now like it's like a magnet. Gravitationally, we're drawn to Uptown anytime we're remotely near the area because they have stupidly cute dogs in the window all the time.
They have like all the like designer puppies.
The designer dumb ones, yeah.
So cute.
Designer puppy, that's funny. I hope it's open, let's see.
I think it will be.
It is, yeah,
Yeah.
cool. 3:30. All right,
Wow. We have it all
so
to
we're doing a
ourselves.
split for this one.
Yeah, let's split.
Awesome. All right.
If you have, well, I got to review this one, so if you don't mind, we'll get through everything with Scott.
Yeah, I'm more than okay with that.
Hey, what's up? Yep.
Roma, I guess you were right that we were going to H&H. So we have a few Upper West Siders, Upper East Siders today.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
nice. Yes, you don't know. Look at these pastries.
Here we got the black and white cookie.
the arugula.
Can I get everything with scallion?
Mini muffin.
Yeah.
Let's zoom in on these bagels.
Got the big hole, kind of on the medium to large, somewhere in between there. Nice. Look at the sheen on those.
It has
On
a
the right
nice
side.
Looks like the emoji.
Yeah.
What avenue?
No, that's it.
Oh, shit, the cream cheese. Any cannolis? No, no cannolis. Just
What's that?
Just
Do you have a nickel?
croissants. Yeah, pain
No,
au
sorry. Thanks, man. Have a good one.
This is more of an old school place.
Yeah. I don't know if this is at every H&H. I've only been in 2 or 3, but the bags are like kind of a thing that they do.
What do you think that is?
A flour?
Yeah, I mean, I think they use it for its dough.
Let's go back to 787.
Yeah. Sure.
We'll stop there, yeah. To sit down and
Yeah.
Yeah.
eat for our final segment.
I'll get a coffee while there.
All right.
So,
oh, okay.
I'll,
Coffee test as well.
Why not?
Yeah.
So we're gonna try our final bagel out
That's
of
right.
3 today with Highly Varlet, and I'm so excited for this. H&H,
Yeah.
which is one of the classic, famous bagel shops in New York City.
That's right.
All right, let's go here. Yeah. It's cream cheese. Is a cream cheese called schmear here? Ask the McCulleys.
Yeah. Yeah, so it definitely is. For reasons I don't understand, don't really like the word schmear. I don't know why. I should. There's no reason not to. But for some, like, I don't like the word smoothie either.
Right.
So it's just kind of a weird personal preference. But yeah,
Like,
schmear
you
is
think
like,
it's cutesy or something.
yeah, I guess so.
I also think it's
Well, I think it's
like a
Yiddish.
New York
Yeah,
Jewish
yeah,
word,
yeah.
yeah. And so like, maybe if you didn't grow up saying it, like it feels.
Right.
I personally, if I say schmear, I feel like I'm playing a part. Like I don't feel like I feel like everyone knows.
You're
that that's not a word
you're
that I grew up
appropriating.
with.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But I like it. I like when I hear people say it because I feel like they really like that's.
I like the phrase schmear campaign. I don't get to use it a lot, but
Mag says that Jessi, you're very good at smizing.
Oh, thank you. It's really necessary.
Marina says the same exact thing as well. We have a few people who agree with.
That's
nice.
nice.
All right, let's try 787. Ooh, okay. They have good decaf here, so I'm gonna try a decaf.
Oh,
Nice.
Hey, how's it going? All right, I made the music work while muted, everyone. So we had to mute because of the copyright.
Oh yeah, what a pain.
Woo, that was quite a walk. Oh, okay. I'm a bit winded. You guys are not winded.
Oh
You're
no,
used to it,
we're not
right?
even halfway through the
Yeah.
day.
Oh, you still have more walking to do.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
We're at, let's see, I'll take a look in a second, but I think when we check we're at 10.2. So
So honestly, everyone, yeah, I am indeed winded.
11
walking this past.
We're at
space.
11.7 and we got to go 26. So
Wow. Okay. Short espresso. Yes, I got a decaf because otherwise it'll be too much coffee for me. Hey, ST Hazam recognizes you. Ooh, who's that? Ariel, what a fantastic album. Yeah, I have my new, I made recently an original soundtrack
oh,
for Urbanist. Yeah.
awesome.
So I'm all now playing original music when I do videos.
That's fantastic.
Wendy, you like the music as well? Yes, so that was the second song, that was the third song that was called City of Desire, like Cameron Gorman on the Urbanist original soundtrack. And the car was parked close to each other. Oh yes, that's what they do in New York. And coffee shop turned discotheque, yeah. I hope you enjoyed it. All right. So we're gonna try our final bagel. Feel free to ask questions. We'll answer as many as we can.
Yeah.
About bagels. All right, let me.
All right, so here we go. I'd say moderate on the topping density. I don't see any salt crystals, which is surprising, but it's probably just brined in. You know, we noticed that sheen earlier. It's probably that it's just been cooked into the baking process. So it'll be more in the bite. That's my guess. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But it'll probably be more in the bite than actually like present from the crystals. See if it's double-sided. It is indeed double-sided.
Oh, that is a rarity.
Yeah, and then
that is a
it looks like maybe there's some slight oats here. Just a couple of oats here and there. So standard toppings plus oat. And
just like a dissection.
Right.
Like
yeah.
autopsy.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of salt here and there, which suggests to me again that it's going to be cooked on, but not that kind of like crystal pop. I wouldn't necessarily take away points for it depending on what it is, but it's just kind of like how the bagel is constructed.
Right.
So.
And this looks more like a classic New York City bagel.
Yeah.
This is as classic looking as you can get.
Yeah, I would say you're right. Yeah. It's on the poster somewhere.
Right.
You know.
Here's the decaf espresso. Look how beautiful this crema is. And here is the iced coffee. All right. So let's all try it out.
Yeah.
I think we have to maneuver a little bit.
I'll scooch over.
Yeah.
I'll move back.
There's a way we can definitely frame this.
Yeah.
There we go.
Good. More? I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah. You scooch a little bit back.
Yeah.
And then you're over here. Yeah, there we go. Now we got everyone framed. There we go. There we go. Boom.
Perfect.
Filmmaking, ladies and gentlemen.
101. Real time.
Right.
Yeah.
I like how you guys do some podcast episodes sitting down in a patio.
Oh yeah.
You have like a fake screen where you show the B-roll.
Yeah.
In the back.
Yeah.
All right, let's try this out.
This is good coffee.
Do you guys want us to say something about it? Don't mind us, we're just enjoying it.
No.
This is very classic. This to me, this is as classic as you can get. I feel like I'm literally biting into the bagel emoji.
Yeah.
Just like it's perfectly even. It is fluffy. The bagel doesn't speak too loud as the other one. The other one spoke a little bit louder.
Yeah.
Because you can feel the crunchiness of the other one.
What I would say is that
I like it, but it's like less in your face.
for sure.
Yeah.
There's this quality that I've noticed through a bunch of the bagels. There are bagels that are tough chews that are unpleasant, and then there are bagels that are tough chews that's like when you watch a dog chewing
Right.
on a bone
Right.
and they're enjoying it. And this is more in that camp of like, it's a tough chew, but it's almost a rewarding chew in a way.
It's like a rawhide.
Yeah, I would say
Right.
it would have been better if we had got it a little earlier in the day, probably, because you can tell that it's just kind of towards the end of the day bagels. They probably aren't making any more new ones, but that's not necessarily something I'd hold against them. We're coming at 3 o'clock or whatever time we just got here, you know.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. Yeah. This might be the city that never sleeps, but after 3 p.m. you tend to grab a pastrami on rye rather than the bagel and cream
Right.
cheese,
Right.
absolutely.
or a burger or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I really like the bagel itself. It's so damn fluffy. It's it's fluffy and dense at the same time, like consistently fluffy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Has a consistent fluffiness.
Yeah.
What about the cream cheese?
Cream cheese. So I really like the size and ratio of the scallions that they're showing here.
Yeah.
They're like, in fact, as we were just talking about, a nice big bite of one scallion. And it's like kind of a racer sized, and it's very vegetal, very fresh, and yeah, it's nice to be able to give a little additional texture to a cream cheese, because cream cheese is, if it's done right, it's very smooth. So it's nice
Right.
to give a little bit of grit, give your taste buds something to hold on to, you know.
Yeah, I now this is making me want to try other cream cheeses, like the raisins ones or the walnut ones. Yeah, but the cream cheese also tastes very fluffy. It doesn't taste like Philadelphia cream cheese.
No.
Again.
it's a bit more fluffier than that. It's a bit more airy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the Philadelphia cream cheese, I think one of the defining features is it's so blocky, you know, very stiff.
Well, they really like pack it in there, right? Because it's all packaged and it's not sitting out ready for you.
Right.
And this look, maybe it's like whipped or something.
It does taste a little bit more whipped. Yeah. And so for the quick origins, I don't know exactly the history verbatim, but as far as I know, the cream cheese was developed in northern New York. I think it was Chester, New York, if I recall correctly. And it was in order to make some fancy French cheese that tasted like brie. But here in the New York, at least in the 1800s, there was no soft, fancy French cheeses
Oh,
being made, at least in this area. Yeah. So the guy made something quick and ended up making cream cheese.
Huh.
But I ended up realizing this,
And it's stuck.
it's stuck, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not quite
It's not
tasting like
brie.
brie.
No,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
its own thing.
I don't
Yeah.
know how
Something.
brie is made. I feel like, is it aged or something, brie?
Brie, I think that's how it gets soft,
That's
yeah.
how it gets soft?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But I think since then we now have more soft cheeses in the U.S. But I'm not sure why cream cheese got stuck to the bagel, because that is separate. Chester, New York is very different from Jewish Lower East Side.
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know.
So if anyone does know, I actually made a video on it. I did talk about it, but I forgot right now. Interesting info, says Bedlam. Yes. So I do have a bagel history video.
Nice.
oh, nice.
Is there spicy cream cheese?
Jalapeno cream cheese.
Oh, interesting. Do
Yeah.
you like it?
Yeah, it's okay.
Sometimes it'll be like jalapeno cheddar or something too.
Yeah.
Mona asks, is this live? No, Mona. We planned the entire way through to say your name. So, what's
Mona.
her name again? Yeah,
Mona.
Right?
Mona, yeah,
It's all part of the plan.
there was a lot of pre-production for this video.
Thank you so much for tuning in. How did you get the best? How did the bagel get in New York? So, as far as I know, it's from the Polish immigrants. What's your understanding of the history?
You know, I think you'd know better than me. That Polish, that makes sense. I mean, Eastern European would be my best guess. It predates, like it wasn't created here.
Yeah, I read something. My uncle sent us an article about the history of bagels, and it was like all these different ideas it listed. I wish I could remember it all. Maybe I'll put it in the comments later or something. But
Right.
they were all different from around the world.
There's like an
different
Egyptian
There was
one,
an
right?
Egyptian one.
There's the Semite.
Like, maybe that's what it was.
The Semite is
yeah.
the long, big one from Turkey
That
and
must-
from that area
That
overall.
must have been what it
Yeah.
was. Yeah. And then there was, of course, like an Israeli version, or what it was at the time, Palestinian version or whatever.
There's
but,
also Chinese bagels.
Chinese bagel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the Eastern European ones were mentioned as well.
Yeah.
Which I think are a little bit tougher. I think they're a little bit more in the consistency of like a pretzel. People have said, yeah. Here,
Yeah.
I think we made it softer. The Jewish Americans migrated upstate.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe that's how the cream cheese and the bagel met.
Mona says you used to love H&H. Has it changed for you, Mona? Do let us know. I used to make my own bagels too. Ooh.
Cool.
Let's see. Yes, I love jalapeno, says Sunshine. New York water is the key to the bagel. Ooh, peanut butter on the bagel. Ooh, what do you think about that?
Ooh.
It's okay. I respect that people would want to do that, but not as a first time. Somebody asked that earlier. What's your first time bagel? It's not peanut butter.
That wouldn't be
Mike is silently judging you. No.
Maybe actively. Maybe I was just actively judging. I don't know.
I actually never tried it myself. I never
Yeah.
bothered trying bagel peanut butter on the
Chunky
bagel.
or smooth? What do we? Yeah.
Chunky, always. I can't usually get the peanut butter. Like, I get it
Yeah.
on the knife or the spoon, and it just goes right in my mouth. I
Right.
just eat it by itself.
If you want to try Samit, which is the Turkish bagel, go
Yeah.
to Samit Saray in right by Bryant Park.
Oh, okay.
It's
cool.
like the Turkish Starbucks. So you
Nice.
can buy a
I might.
Turkish
cool.
bagel.
I-
Basically.
If I don't remember that, I might message you again. That
Yes,
sounds like something I should
definitely.
review.
We'll let you know.
Yeah.
That could be another video we could do. Is trying off bagels.
Yeah, that sounds great.
That'd
I
be
love that.
It's like off white, but it's
Yeah.
off bagel. Nutella.
Oh yeah, I love
Ooh.
Nutella, but I usually just eat it straight.
Also just with a spoon.
Yeah.
Don't forget Bialy's. Yes.
Yeah, we talked about those earlier. Love
Okay,
Bialy's.
so run down as I'm finishing this bagel your top bagel shops.
Oh,
Yeah.
give your
I'm
list.
gonna rather than try and rattle it off the top, let me get my phone out here. So, part of our journey for those just joining us, we've been walking around New York City 5 marathons a week for a year. We're on marathon 188. We're actually going to go over 5,000 miles this week.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
No, that's impressive.
So we've gone to Manhattan, we got Queens, Brooklyn. We did a whole month dedicated in Staten Island because it takes a lot to travel out there. We haven't done the Bronx yet.
What borough?
What's
Staten
that?
Island.
I haven't heard of it.
Oh,
The forgotten borough. Yeah.
What were you saying?
It's fine.
I had to make that joke.
Yeah. No.
It's good.
And then, so we haven't been to the Bronx yet. The Bronx is
Okay.
all of April, so I don't
Cool.
have any for there yet. But here we go with the top the top so far, because we've done 100 reviews, but there's still another 50 to go before we're done. So here we go. Manhattan 3. Modern Bread and Bagel, where we went to. I really do think that I call it out as one of the top 3. Especially because it's a change of pace, and for people that can't have bagels, who have celiac disease or otherwise not eating gluten, that is not only an option, it is an exceptional option.
Right.
Another one.
To me, it's not even like doesn't even matter whether it's gluten free. It was a great bagel.
Absolutely,
really good.
absolutely.
Yeah.
2, Bo's Bagels in Harlem, which we were actually pretty close to when we went to
interesting.
Absolute Bagels.
Okay.
A friend recommended that to me when I started off the project. One little nice thing about that is that it uses black sesame seeds,
Okay.
which is kind of a nice. I'm not even sure if the taste is different, but it certainly visually is different. And the bagel's super soft. Service is really good.
Black sesame.
And
That has
yeah.
that's gonna have a different taste.
I think so. I mean,
because it's sweeter.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there really aren't a ton of great bagel options above 110th Street. This is probably the best of everything above 110th.
Okay.
And then the third one, and I think it might be the best that I've had so far, is Chelsea Bagels in Tudor City. So I don't even know if Chelsea Bagels must be a chain, because why would there be a Chelsea Bagels in Tudor City? I haven't
Well,
encountered another one yet.
It's like Brooklyn bagels, but they're
Right.
not in
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But that one out there has, I don't know, it just has all the components. It's hot. It was hot multiple times of the day. I've been there a couple of different times, and it's been hot every time. Staff super professional, really small place,
That's so cool.
not great like in terms of the appetizing side of things.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't go there if you're looking for lox necessarily, but
Right.
as far as a bagel, fantastic. And it's got like it's crunchy without having to be toasted. Like that toasty without toasting.
So that's actually a great recommendation also for an aesthetic experience, just to enjoy the vibes of Tudor City, because it's
Yeah.
a beautiful neighborhood.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was good food in that neighborhood, so that's interesting to know.
Yeah.
That's going to change that neighborhood for me.
Okay, going down to Brooklyn, We have Court Street Bagels in Cobble Hill, which one of the few options here.
I tried it on the live video.
Oh, did you?
Oh,
Did you like
nice.
it?
I liked it. Yeah.
It was. There's a couple of instances where when I have a bagel, I try not to make exceptions for what I'm getting. But I had it and I was like, wow, if I had gotten this earlier in the day, because I got it like 4 p.m., this would be an exceptional bagel. And I should note that in the review, that it would be way better if I were eating this when I should be eating it and not like when I was eating it. But that bagel, Terrace Bagels in Windsor Terrace, excellent, by that, right by Nighthawk and where the little roundabout there is. And this is one, Cropsey Bagels in Gravesend. So like all the way down.
Wow, two very off the beaten path locations.
Yeah. That's probably my favorite one so far. It is just a classic bagel store experience, really professional bagel staff, and soft yet crusty at the same time bagel. Love that place. We'll see if it gets topped for Brooklyn. Queens, we have, how are we doing?
Yeah, we're doing good. Keep
right.
on going. I'm just gonna see if there's questions. Go for it.
Oh yeah.
Leo's Bagels.
Leo's is very good. I thought about putting that on the downtown and the Fidei, which like Fidei, I don't really think of as a spot where you can get. So it's a lot of like stores where there's like, warming trays and you pick your food and you go back to lunch, or you go back to eat your lunch at your desk or something. But I was really pleasantly surprised about Leo's Bagels. Queens, Utopia Bagels, which I mentioned earlier, which is way out, almost on the border of Queens and Nassau, Long Island style bagels. Big store. One thing about the stores, the further you get out there, they resemble more suburban locations. There's just more space.
They're always playing Sublime.
Yeah, it was always It very much very much a Long Island feel, even though it's in Queens.
What neighborhood is that?
It's either Whitestone or Bayside, depending. I've seen it written as Whitestone, but I thought it was Bayside, so one of those two.
Also, a little bit harder to get to via subway because you don't have a subway connection.
No, but when you're walking, when you're walking, you can do it.
And it's actually
So
really
earn your
close
bagel.
to, exactly. It's actually really close to Fort Totten too.
Oh, cool.
So it's like a nice day trip. If you go out there to see Fort Totten, you can stop at Utopia either before or after.
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart.
And so the next two are in the kind of the same region, which is this Woodhaven, Middle Village, Rego Park area, which is a really great cradle of bagel making, near Queens, close to Brooklyn. This one's called P&C Bagels, or also Hot Bagels, and it is right near St. John's Cemetery. It is so vibey inside. All wood panels. It has all the drink cases, the fridges are baseball bats. It has like all sports memorabilia up. The ladies behind the desk are insane, but they're also bagel professionals at the same time. And the bagel itself, jumbo, has been hot every time I've had it. Fantastic.
Ooh. Okay. A lot of people are like big fans of Utopia.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of Utopia lovers.
Yeah.
So a few people said H&H.
Yep.
Is one of their best.
Yep.
And
then
there's the third one, right?
Third one, I believe it's called Leo's Bagels, also in Rego Park.
Leo's.
Oh.
Did I? Or not? No, not Leo's. And then maybe it's Adams. Oh boy.
The one with the lights.
Yeah, the one that we passed a bunch of times.
I think it's Adams.
Adams, yeah. Jessi will help me on that one. Adams Bagels in Rego Park, and interesting thing about that one, beside being an excellent bagel, it's pretty light on the toppings, but it allows the bagel to come through. Something I mentioned earlier, where sometimes the toppings are almost a shield to the bagel.
Yeah.
This is a nice, like, even though it's light, you're not disappointed because you're like, damn, this is like a really soft, good bagel. It also does the deli side of things really well, which I mentioned earlier is difficult to do. It has fantastic salads, its sandwiches are great, and probably the only one, maybe one or two, that has beer, like in like the deli cases.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, or not deli cases, the drink fridges.
So can you get pastrami on bagel there?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
One of the very rare places you can get that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And so, yeah, those are the three queens. I would say people
try those out.
can fight me on this or be upset. I think that the Queens bagels are better than the Brooklyn bagels so far.
Ah.
So that'll start some arguments.
So, like, there was recently a New York Times article that said that California has better bagels than New York.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
What do you think about that?
I think I'd need to try the bagels before I could have a real opinion. I'm not going to go all tribal on it and be like, no, there's no way. But like, you know, by sheer volume, there are so many stores. It would seem to me that the top 10% of bagel stores in New York have to be better than the top 10 bagel stores in California.
So the writer of that article in the New York Times, her most popular article of 2020 was for USA Today, saying that she completely lost her sense of taste and smell due to COVID.
Oh my gosh.
And unfortunately, my heart goes out to people suffering from that, but that symptom might last for many months.
Yeah.
So, is she the best?
Yeah, maybe they're super salty.
Resource.
She might not. Well, okay, there's also this weird thing. There was I don't know if you listened to the Daily, but the Daily did a couple weeks ago a whole thing about losing the sense of smell and sense of taste. And a lot of times when people regain it, it comes back like backwards. Like where things that taste really bad taste really good, and things that like for a while until it like fully sort of repairs. But for a lot of people, they experience like backwards.
Oh, wow.
So honestly, I mean, I hope.
So if you're a fan of deli coffee, then.
Yeah.
I actually don't have a sense of smell also, so it's true.
That's another podcast. Another live stream.
Another story. No.
That's amazing. So where can people find more of your work and your podcast?
You can find it on our channel, Highly Varlet, and the Total Clarity Podcast is the name of our podcast. So.
And YouTube as well.
Yes, and on YouTube. YouTube/Highly Varlet.
Yeah.
And Rainer has one final question. Have you guys tried, thank you so much for the super chat, have you tried toasted bagel with salmon and cream cheese? Not today, not on this journey.
Not today. I have in my life done that, but as I said earlier, I prefer a bagel that is not toasted because I feel like there's this extra area up there that if you toast it, it compresses the experience. It's kind of like making a WAV an MP3 file or something, you know? You're really just narrowing the band.
And one more final question, New Jersey versus New York.
Oh.
One sentence answer.
New York. You know, what can you say? I mean, I don't have anything against New Jersey, but you know.
Highly Varlet.
Let me, we'll put this sticker up here.
Right here, Highly Varlet 2020.
That's
Total
right.
Clarity.
And if you you can check out our Instagram too by the same name, and we just put a bagel review up today. You can see what it looks like written down.
Yeah. Everyone, thank you so much for taking us around this bagel journey. That was so much fun.
Thanks, everybody. It's great to meet you all.
Yeah, I'm so glad I got exercise and a lot of food. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Have a great day, everyone. And I always do a wave goodbye. You want to join me?
Yeah, of course.
Right here. There we go. Bye, everyone.